Hello, all. Hope you're doing well. Please say hi as you're jumping on. I am going to give everybody just a couple minutes to jump on here, get their notice that we're on live. If you're watching this later as a replay, feel free to skip forward a little bit. I just want to give everybody a chance here to jump on. So I am going to give it just a few minutes here. How is everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I'm gonna check and see, make sure everything's good. Yep, looks like we're doing good. Okay. So I am so excited for today's um video because we are playing with the Hooray for Birthdays paper pumpkin kit, which is a little behind, guys. I'm super sorry that I didn't get this done earlier in the month like I normally do. Life hits you sometimes. It is what it is. So what we're doing it today, and I'm excited. As always, we'll be doing some alternatives alongside learning how to put this kit together. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I'm sure you guys will really enjoy that. As you're jumping on, please say hi. Let me know you're here. Let us know what's in your cup. I just have water today. I'm drinking my water. I'm using my Enerbon water bottle. I love this because it tracks how much water I've had every day, and I try to drink 3 of these. So it's a 32 ouncer. Plus, I have other things like my lemon water in the mornings and my tea at night, things like that. So anyway, if you are trying to track your water, I am not sponsored, but let me tell you what, I love that bottle. I'm happy to send you the link. I do have an affiliate link for it, so I can send you that, but I'm not sponsored in any way. So I just love it. It's what I use every day. And I bought one for my husband and my son. They both have different colored bottles. My bottles are the purple and green color because those are my 2 favorite colors. My son's is black and yellow. My husband's is blue. I think it's just 2 different shades of blue. I can't even remember, to be honest with you. So yeah, I love water. Water's very good for you. It's super important that we stay hydrated. Even if you don't like water, maybe you want to have juice and milk and things like that. Just stay hydrated. It's super important, especially in this super hot summer that we're having. Oh my gosh, we have been over 100 for a month now. And we've had this little like few day break in the 90s, and then it's going right back up to the hundreds. And I'm like, no. So I'm dying. I'm staying out of the heat. I am not having tea right now. I'm just really not interested in drinking hot tea at the moment. So it is what it is. But although I do drink it at night still, I have my chamomile tea, but I do let it get quite cool. It's very gulpable by the time I drink it. So I just don't want anything hot. You know what it's like. I know you do. Okay, it's a summer thing. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Welcome everyone. Hey Kimmy, hey Phyllis, hey Kathy. I don't know if I saw anybody jump on YouTube yet, so I think right now we just have Facebookers. That's fine. By the way, for those of you that don't know, and I'll probably be announcing this for a while, so you'll get tired of me saying it, but just in case you're not aware, I am now simulcasting. That means you can watch me either on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook only keeps the video for 30 days. As far as I know, I don't know if they do anything different with this particular style, if they consider it a live, or if they consider it and they get rid of it, or if they consider it a video and they keep it. I'm not sure. We'll see. As time goes by, we'll know. But at this moment, they at least get rid of lives after 30 days. So, and I have no control over that. But YouTube will keep it, of course. So it'll be here for you on YouTube no matter what. So welcome to everyone. Hey, Jill. I think I said hi to everybody that's jumped on so far. So no, there's definitely other people that haven't said hi. So make sure you say hi. We want to say hi to you. It's, this little community of ours is so nice. I really love being able to chat with you guys. So thank you for joining me live. If you are watching this as a replay, thank you for doing that too. Obviously, if you can ever join live, I sure would appreciate it because I love being able to chat with you guys and know you're there. But of course, if you're not able, I understand that too. So I'm glad you are watching either way. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name's Jeri Mobley. I just start talking and I don't introduce myself. It's a thing. Um, also known as Shameless Stamper. You can find me at shamelessstamper.com. And of course, you can find me here for videos on Facebook and YouTube, whichever one you prefer. We are doing a paper pumpkin kit today. If you don't know what that is our monthly subscription through Stampin' Up, which is the company that I work with. And you can buy all of my products through my website. You can also get my personal kits that I create. I do 2 events a month by texting me when you see those postings, or you could, of course, ask for me to text you and let you know when I have events, and I will be happy to keep you included in that as well. So please feel free to contact me for products, for kits, for whatever it is you need. All right. Also, you will see my little link up here in the top right corner that you can use too. Now, it's a habit to come to Facebook, but I prefer YouTube. Oh, absolutely. Shift over there if you want to for all. Yeah, that's awesome. And guys should be getting, those of you that receive my text reminders about the videos that I do, the lives that I do. I am now including both options. So you can either click on the Facebook link or you can click on the YouTube link, and it should, tell me if I'm wrong, it should take you straight to the video. That is my hope, at least. I'm hoping that that's the case. So that's how I tried to do it. So if either anybody here knows if I did it right, let me know. You know, it's technology. We all got to learn, right? So, super glad to have all you guys here today. If you are new and you've never been on with us before, I am on Facebook and YouTube live. Sorry for the hiccup. Every Friday and Saturday, with some exceptions. I'm also on occasionally on Tuesdays or Sundays, but always at 2 p.m. Central Time, whatever that is for you. So I have people all over the world following me. So whatever that time is for you, just make sure to put it on your calendar so you don't forget, or make yourself a alarm in your phone, whatever you need to do so you don't forget to jump on during that time. So you can, of course, go straight to my Facebook page and my YouTube page and then find the video once it goes live. Or you can follow those links, which hopefully I actually sent you the exact links to go to. Oh, thank you, Jill. I appreciate you checking those links for me. It's always nice to have somebody that will do that for you. So good. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully you guys were able to go straight to the link. That is, cross my fingers, that's what I did. I'm trying to be better about all this stuff, you know? All right, here on my page, in case you guys are not aware of what we do on this channel, I do cards, scrapbooking, 3D projects, kits, obviously, like we're doing today. I have my own project events. I have a class and a club every month that you can be a part of if you so choose. You can even join the club if you want to and get some extra benefits. I also do fun folds. We do technique videos, craft organizing, mystery stamping, like we're going to do tomorrow, and so much more. So please join us for lots of different kinds of creative inspiration here on my page, whichever you choose to join, Facebook, YouTube. If you're on one, would you mind, by the way, jumping over to the other one and following me there too? It does help me out a lot. You guys, if you don't know how this kind of social media thing works, followers are important, likes are important, comments are important, all those things. The more that you do, the better it is for me. So I do appreciate it. If you're normally following me on Facebook, if you jump over to YouTube and follow me over there, I'd love that. It will just increase my followership, and then that way more people will want to join, right? So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay. So that is where you can find me, of course. And then if you'd like to know what lives are coming up, I keep a calendar of my updated events on Facebook. I am trying to get that adjusted so that I'm also putting them on YouTube so you can see upcoming events. Like you should be able to see tomorrow's event already on YouTube and on Facebook. So I'm changing the way I do it a little bit, but you should be able to still find them always on my events tab on my Facebook page. But it should be in both. Kathy's like, I'm commenting on both. Thank you, Kathy. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Sandy. Also, if you would like to receive my creative inspiration calendar totally for free, all you need to do to sign up to get this for free, along with other freebies from time to time, is text me your email address. You can also email it to me if you'd prefer. My email address is on here. It's shameless Stamper. Yep, that's 3 S's in a row. Shameless Stamper at Outlook.com. That is always an option as well. So it's basically just this, but at Outlook.com. So feel free to email me if you prefer. But if you do text me and would like to get my text reminders, that is something I do for people who are interested in that as well. And I promise to never inundate you with email. I hate email. I'm actually really terrible at sending emails. So I won't inundate you with stuff, but I will send you this and any other little freebies I send out. And occasionally I'll get out a reminder about some sale or something, but it is super rare. Ask anyone on here, they'll tell you. I'm terrible at emailing. Okay. We'll talk about the rest of this stuff later, but I do want to go ahead and get started with this kit now that everybody has jumped on. Hopefully we've got, I think it looks like we've got a lot more people on now, so we can go ahead and get started with doing this kit. So this is the Hooray for Birthdays, and I'm just going to tell you, what are the chances? I decided randomly to do it on today's day, and today is my husband's birthday. So happy birthday, Andy. If y'all want to give him a happy birthday shout out. My husband's birthday is today. He is 57. Not sure how he's feeling about that, but it is what it is. And I call him an old man, though he's not. I just call him that to tease him because he's 8 years older than me. So I will be turning 49 this year, which is crazy. I don't know how I got here. How did we get here? Like, I'm sure every one of you thinks the exact same thing, no matter how old you are or you're young, you're thinking the same thing. Like, how did I get here? It goes by so fast, doesn't it? It really does. Okay, so we're going to play with this kit today in honor of my husband, the Hooray for Birthday kit. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to show you how this kit comes. It comes like this. This is our Paper Pumpkin subscription box. For those of you that are not subscribers, when you subscribe, you get a free, whoops, I can't even grab it. You get a free block. This is a D-size block with a straight edge. We also have D-size blocks and other size blocks with this ergonomic. Can you see that groove? Hopefully. We have these two style of blocks in the D size. All of our other blocks come in this ergonomic style, but you can get this one if you like it. Now, some people like this one better because they feel like they can see through it better. That's fine. I feel like I can grip the other one better, so I prefer the other style. So you'll see me today using this style in all the different shapes and sizes. But if this is all you have, that is okay. In fact, like I said, another hiccup. A lot of people like that one better. So everyone has preferences, and that is fine. Hello to everyone that has joined since we started. Welcome. Glad you're here. I love it that you guys are saying happy birthday to Andy. Thank you. Yep. My hubby is a great one. He is no longer working from home, so he's not here to comment and say things here. But hold on. I just realized. Okay. Yeah, we are. Okay. Those of you that have been following me for a while, he likes to, comment things in the background and try to be funny. He is funny, but you know what I mean. So he's not here to do that. All right, he's working, poor thing. Okay, in here, besides your first box, you'll get that block. In every month, you get a stamp set that looks like that. They're always different. You also get an ink spot. Now, this is the last month, I believe. Is it September? No, I'm sorry. September's box will be the first month that includes our larger premium ink spots that are bigger. I'm very much excited to get those, but this is our current size ink spot, and I do collect them all. I love being able to travel with these. I haven't decided, because I haven't seen them yet, if I'm going to travel with these or the new premium ones once those are available, or once they're in my hands, in my hot little hands. But I love these. So I do buy these. You can also buy blank ones and fill them with your own inks for having your own ink spots. You can even combine colors and have fun with it, whatever you want to do. So this is Timid Tiger that comes with this box. And then, of course, you have your actual kit. And I've got so much of this color tissue paper, it's not even funny. I do reuse all my tissue paper as long as it's, serviceable. And so I do keep that. But your kit comes all wrapped up like this, nice and neat. It does have a piece of chipboard in there to protect all of the kit pieces so they don't get bent or messed up. And so I'm just going to grab, oops, sorry. Let me just open this up. maybe, if I can. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of what's inside. So on the front, you have your instruction booklet. We'll get back to that, except I will point out that on the back, it shows you a picture of everything that comes in this. Plus it tells you what the kit makes. This one makes 9 cards and has 9 envelopes that coordinate. And then it has the coordinating colors. So if you want to add cardstock or inks of different colors or other types of things of those colors, you'll know what colors are in the kit that you can combine with it to coordinate with the kit. So we'll talk about alternatives later. I do alternatives with every kit I do, so we will get to that in a minute. So there's that chipboard. You can, of course, recycle this, or you could choose to keep this. This is really great for lots of 3D projects. I also use it for all kinds of different things. So anyway, if you want to keep that chipboard, that's also really cool. Okay. Also in here, we have some adhesives. So we've got a sheet of, if I can get it open, this is a nice big sheet of our mini dimensionals. These are the hexagonal lifted foam adhesive pieces. And then we also have some glue dots. Now, during the video, if I use glue dots, you're going to see me use them for my spool. Just because it's easier. But these are glue dots just the same. They just have a little release paper dot on top of them. And so you can use it that way. This is really great for travel, actually, because it takes up less space. And so I do love to keep these for traveling. Okay, and then we also have some tear and tape. Now, I'm not really going to use the tear and tape today. I think this is really great that they put this in here, because if you don't have a more standard adhesive like our seal, then you at least have something to adhere everything with. However, this is a very strong adhesive and it's not absolutely necessary for what we're going to be doing today. So I just use my Stampin' seal for this. Or you could use your green glue if you prefer, whatever is your go-to adhesive, and keep this for like 3D projects and things that need a little more security. And that way you don't necessarily have to always buy tear and tape. You can just use up the ones from kits that you've purchased. So I love our tear and tape. I use it all the time. I just am not probably going to use it for today's kit. So if you don't see that, that's why. Okay. Also, you may see me use a few of our larger regular sized Stampin' Dimensionals, just because they are a little bit bigger. Here, I'll show you, like, here's 2 that are open. So there's the small one and there's the big one. So you'll see me using these, but if you don't have the big one, don't feel like you have to have it. You can certainly buy it. I have, like, I should have stock in this because I buy so many of these. But you can also just double up or use more of these if you ever want to. But this is what comes in the kit, so it's completely adequate. Okay. That said, let's keep going here. So what else comes in this kit? Let me move this aside. By the way, this is the second kit I've opened. You're going to notice that my stamps are already on blocks, and this is my paper that I'm keeping that in, and I'll talk about that again in a minute. So I have made a little envelope with a label and everything that this brand new stamp set is going to go into. We'll add the this little cover piece here at the end. I'll show you how to do that. And so you guys, actually, I think I'll just give you this one and I'll keep the one that I cut at the end. That way we've got this ready to go. So this will be a gift for someone in my drawing. Speaking of, comment. Why? Because it helps me out. And my gift to you in replacement of that is that all of your comments go into a drawing for a free product from me. So we'll be doing this drawing at the end of the video. You don't want to miss that, so you can possibly get that for free. It's one of the options. And then occasionally I also do a drawing that includes ink spots. I don't have enough right now to do it quite yet, but that should be coming up soon. That'll be included in that one. Okay. So what else is in here? Let's go ahead and check it out. We have our 9 envelopes. These are different, you guys. We have 3 that have this shape where, can you see that? It's like an embossed area. So it's kind of glossy. I don't know if that's picking up on the camera or not, but anyway, so you've got a glossy hexagonal shape. This one has the kind of scoval, and this one has the dome shape. So we have 3 of each of these that you can use with your cards. If you want to cut these up, by all means, go for it. I did not do that with this kit, but you certainly could. It's just white, so I didn't really felt like it needed it. Thank you for sharing what's in your cup. And thank you, as always, for sharing the video, Darlene. I do appreciate it when you guys do that. Please share the video. Do you guys like my little I Love Kits pin? I got that at one convention. I can't even remember when. You just made hubby a birthday card from Lakeside Paper Pumpkin, turning 61 Sunday. Oh, well, tell him happy birthday from me. Your husband is 7 years older than you, so you can call him old man. Yeah, so mine's 8 years older, so I can do that, right? I can get away with it, even though he's not old, but I can get away with it. Ooh, Kimmy's husband's 4 years younger than her, so she's robbing the cradle. No, I'm just kidding. My daughter's boyfriend is 5 years younger than her, so she's a little bit nervous about that sometimes, but they get along great, so I don't think it. What is age? It's just a number. Ooh, iced coffee sounds good. That does sound good. Your husband's only 3 years older than you, but so you don't call him old, because if you did, you'd feel old too. Is that why? All right, so we have a bunch of different card bases in here. We have 3 of each. Let me grab these right here. So we have 3 of this one, which is a pink like grid pattern, and it has 2 embossed lines in it. We have these 3 that are pink, and these open up fully like this. So this is like your hamburger and your hot dog, or vice versa. I don't know. I always get those confused. Anyway, this is the long style. Again, has 2 score lines. And then we have the blue one. There's 3 of. Same thing. This is the long style, has 2 score lines. Now, I will tell you that I did cut these up, but I am going to leave this particular set alone just because it is a little bit easier to just use them as is for this particular card set. So I'm going to show you how to do that. However, I am going to also point out a way that you can do it the other way if you want to. So, but I'm going to go ahead and use them as is for this kit. We also have in here the 3 size kind of fronts, I guess you could call this, for our cards with that beautiful embossed glossy line. So we have a dome, we have the hexagon, I almost said pentagon, and we have the squoval. I don't know if that's the right word for that, but I'm calling it a squoval. Okay. We also have all of our sentiment strips. Now, I'm not going to punch these out right now because I have a ton left over from my previous kit. So I'm just going to grab 3 from that one, y'all, and leave these ones in here for the moment for just ease. We also have these sticker sheets. This has 3 birthdays, 3 hoorays, and 3 happies on it. And then all these little yellow flower centers is what we're looking at. There's 3 different sizes on here, and so we'll be using those for all these beautiful flower punch outs. Now, the flower punch outs, there's 3 pages. I do recommend punching them all out at once. I am, however, just going to punch out one for ease for me today because I don't want to have little pieces everywhere. I'm not going to have time to finish those up right away, so I do want to just punch out what I've got here. So I'm just going to punch out all these little flowers. If you just want to do one, you can just do one with me, or you could punch out all 3. I do find that sometimes these little delicate things in particular, sometimes it's easier to punch them all out together. Sometimes it's easier to punch them out one at a time. It just kind of depends. So feel free to do it whichever way you prefer. We're just going to punch out all these little flowers and leaves and stems and such. Okay. So as I'm doing that, how many of you actually have this kit, and how many of you are just watching for fun? How many of you who do have the kit have already made your cards? That's the other question. And then how many of you like to do the alternatives that you see me and maybe other people do? I think alternatives are really fun. The cool thing about kits like this is that you can make them just as they are. They're beautiful. They're awesome. You can make them and move on, right? And you have some cards ready to go for whatever you need them for. However, if you are a little more adventurous, or you want to give some things a try, or maybe you're just an avid crafter and you like to make things outside the box, you don't like to just do it the way you're told. How many of us are like that? You can do that. So you can do it the way it is, or you can change it up. And that is what I love about kits, is that they are so stinking flexible. Okay, I'm gonna just recycle that in my recycle bin. And we are going to, I don't know why I opened these up, by the way. We're going to make 3 piles. So let me show you how I do this. All right, let me fold this one real quick. I'm just gonna fold the main base part of it, just so we get like that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch style. All right, so when you take your instructions, and on the back, we already saw this here, but we open this up like this. It's a trifold. This shows you how to make your cards. However, right here, this page, it has all 3 of our cards on it. And what it has is these are all the pieces that you need for this card. So I have a kit with this, but the question is where it's hiding right now. I have those moments, Kimmy. I do. I understand. Okay, I'm gonna move some of these flowers up. Ooh, don't go under there. Don't go under my sign. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set these 3 out. Obviously, the blue one is our second card. The first one is the, let's see which one. It's this one. Yeah, is the one that opens like this. Okay, the one that's shorter, right? That goes here. And then our third card is going to be the one that's like the blue one, where it's the longer style. Okay, then we have our let's call them card fronts for this one. We have our dome that goes with this one. And this is a landscape card, by the way. We have our squoval that goes with the other pink one. And then we have the hexagon that goes with the blue one. Then we have our leaves. Our leaves, if I can grab them, maybe not. So we have this one that makes like a little bouquet that goes with the last card. We have these 2 pieces that are just like some kind of like a garland of little leaves, basically. Those go with the blue one. And then we have our little row of stems, and that goes with this one. And then we have all the flowers, right? So flowers, let's start with the biggest ones first, okay? I'm gonna start with these big blue ones. So with the big blue ones, we're gonna put all 3 of those over here. Boop. Then you have these 2 big pink ones. These both go with the middle card, plus the orange one that's a little bit bigger too. So these are kind of medium size compared to those, but they're still the bigger end, okay? All right, now we get into the nitty gritty here, the little small pieces. Okay, so we have these orange ones that look like, let me grab all these orange ones here. Okay, so we have all these orange ones, and you got a little tiny orange one too. Okay, so this one right here, the little tiny one, actually goes with this middle card. Okay, and then you have a darker one like this and a smaller, lighter one like this. These 2, okay, they look similar. One has one more petal than the other, but they're basically similar. Those go with this card over here. These 2 different ones go with this card, okay? Then we have our kind of middle of the range pink, this little light pink one, and that goes with this card. Also, one of these little tiny pink ones is going to go with that card as well. The other 3 teeny tiny pink ones are going to go over here with this one. And then look, you're going to have 5 more left over. 2 dark pink, a light pink, and 2 blues. They're different ones. Those all go with the first card. Okay. So you should have 7. Wait, yeah, you should have 7. I was like, did I count that right? You should have 7 total, kind of the smaller style, not the itty bitty, but the smaller style that go with the first card. So that's what you're looking at. And of course, you're going to have your sentiments that go with each one. I'm going to actually start with the sentiment because we're going to be stamping these first, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that separately. All right, so now that we have all these gathered together, I'm just going to move them over to the side so I don't make a mess, hopefully. All right, I'm going to keep this one here handy. All right, so now we're going to, and basically everything else is stickers and stamping or adhesives or whatever. So now we're going to move over here to project number 1. We're going to do this one. We're going to do all 3 projects real quick, just one of each, and then I'll show you alternatives, including a scrapbook page. Okay. I should say a scrapbook layout. So Uh-oh, you're having buffering? I haven't had any buffering. Uh-oh, I'm so sorry. I hate it when that happens. Yes, you have to get more people watching me on YouTube because there's not nearly as many of you that watch me over here. And for those of you that are watching either place, you can see in this little area, I think, there's a delay, so I'm not sure. In this little area, there should be comments from both Facebook and YouTube. And that'll be nice for you so that you can see, even if you watch the replay, you'll be able to see some of the comments that are posted. Because I always hate that when you watch a live replay and you have no idea what people are saying. So they're there for you. And if I miss a question that you guys ask, if you ask me a question and I don't respond, it's probably because I'm not looking at the screen and I don't have a moderator helping me. So I will ask later. I'll be like, did I miss any questions? Feel free to pop those up again later. Hopefully I'll see them as we go along. Okay. It's Western Oklahoma. Well, you know. That's so funny. Okay. You have the kit, haven't opened it yet. Love the alternatives, but you're always last minute, mostly doing the pre-design, and that's okay. You haven't made it yet either. You like to do one set as prescribed. Do you do it with me, Sandy? And then do alternatives after that? I do it too, obviously, because I make one set with you guys, and then all the rest of mine are usually whatever. Unless I just really, really, really love the pre-done style, and sometimes I'll go ahead and make the rest of them from the second kit that way. You've done part of it. You haven't done it yet. Oh, it's so good to see how many of you have the kit. That's great. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with number 1. So let me grab, we're going to do these 3 all together just because it's just faster. Okay. So now you can, of course, change which of the little sentiment pieces you want to do. They kind of make a little more sense when you stick with the way it is, but it's totally up to you. Oh, also, you're going to need 2 for your, let's see, you need 2 for, I forgot. Wait, is it just the first one? I always forget. Hold on. Okay, so you can choose to put a sentiment on the inside. So for instance, this first one is birthday, and then hugs and wishes, it's your day on the inside. The second one, they have hooray, it's your day, birthday wishes on the inside. And then the third one, they have happy birthday wishes, hugs. See, I don't like that. That doesn't make any sense. Hugs and wishes. So you can do whatever sentiments you guys want to do. If you want to do the inside ones, you can, or you can skip that entirely. But no, you really can't. I don't know that I would do it the way that they suggest. That's kind of weird. But anyway, we'll do it. We're going to figure it out. Okay. Let me show you. So you're actually going to need 6 of these. I don't know why I was thinking just 3. I was just thinking about the fronts. I was not thinking about the inside. And you guys are probably wondering, why do I need the inside one? Well, because that is the stand piece, because these are all easel cards. So easel cards are super duper cool. And let me show you one, in fact, that has nothing to do with the set. Where did I put it? I set it. Whoops. I don't know where I set that. Uh-oh, hold on. I just had that in my hot little hands. Don't you love it when you do that? Yesterday. Where did I set you? I think it's in here. Hold on. I think I put it in a project kit. Yep, I did. Okay. It happens. All right. So this is an easel style of another card that I did, which is super fun. So this is a landscape style. And so you need something on the inside that you can pop up on dimensionals to catch this folded piece. Otherwise, it's just going to slide, right? If it has nothing to catch on, then it just does that, right? So you need a piece for it to catch. So that's what the second sentiment piece is. It's on the inside. You still have room to sign above that, but it catches the card, okay? So that's what we're doing when we do an easel card, is we're adding that little piece to catch. So for this first one, this one has the sticker that says birthday. And I like hugs and wishes for that, for the front. And so that is what they put here. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. Oops, let me grab I am going to use my big ink pad for this, guys, instead of the little bitty guy, just for ease. So I hope you guys don't mind that. You have the kit sitting unopened on your craft table. You ready to play with it? Oh, okay, Jill. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're going to do hugs and wishes for the first one. And I'm going to do, it's up to you. They did show the same one I'm going to do. I'm going to do It's Your Day. So you have hugs and wishes, you have birthday wishes, and you have It's Your Day. So it already says birthday, so that doesn't make sense to do. So we're going to do these two. Okay, so I'm going to set those with my first card. Our second card is the Hooray. So Hooray, It's Your Day makes total sense. And then you can either do hugs and wishes or birthday wishes on the inside. I'm going to do it the way they suggested for that one. So we've got It's Your Day and birthday wishes. Actually, do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Most of my cards end up being birthday cards anyway, in whatever way I can find to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so those two, you could do either one. It doesn't matter. We'll go with the second card. And then for the third card, that's the one I'm going to change up. So it uses happy. So we are going to do happy birthday wishes. But the inside, it doesn't make sense to do hugs and wishes. No, I'm going to do It's Your Day. Just saying. If y'all want to do it the way they've got it, feel free. I don't think that makes sense because that's wishes twice, right? Like, let's do it that way. Okay. So that's going to go with card number 3. All right. Now I'm going to keep my ink out because I am going to use it again. So we're going to use it. We're going to start with this card. And we are going to add on the inside. Let me move this for just a second. So we're going to fold this. We've already folded and burnished this fold, but we also need to fold on this score line and burnish that one. Why do we burnish? I know there are people out there that think that's crazy. What's the point of that? I'm not buying a bone folder just to burnish my card. It's really not necessary. You know what? That's your choice. However, I'm going to tell you right now, cards lay flatter when you burnish them. They look more finished and crisp when you burnish them. And especially when you have something like this that has a very tiny fold that you want to stay folded, it's really good to burnish it and burnish it really, really well. Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, this little inexpensive tool is worth every penny. Okay, so and if you have really strong thumbnails, you could do it with your thumb, I suppose, but cardstock is super strong. It's not like computer paper that you can easily do with your thumb. However, if you'd rather use your thumb, by all means. Okay, so we have basically this. This is the what it's going to end up looking like. So we're going to take the It's Your Day one because that one is going to go on the inside of the card, and we're going to decide where we want that to fall. Now they have it, I'm just going to tell you this, they have it right in the center. That means that your card is going to be pushed up really, really tall. You can do that by all means, or you could bring it down a little bit and your card will then stop here and it'll actually be more of a slant. So you can see it a little bit better the closer up to it you are. It won't be as, straight up and down, right? And it leaves a little more space up here to write whatever you're going to write. I prefer it this way, but you can do it either way. So whatever you like is fine. I just realized that is definitely crooked. That's okay. So we're now going to take our little grid piece that they included in this, and we're going to pop a couple grid pieces on here. So we're just going to do like 1, 2, 3. Okay, something like that. All right, then we're going to take this piece. I am going to flip this over and we're going to add those mini dimensionals to the sentiment. Take the release paper off, maybe, if I can. All right, and we're going to pop that where we want it, wherever that is for you. And yes, mine's crooked. It's fine. The sentiment's straight. I mean, the piece is straight, but hey, Lori, but the sentiment's crooked. It's fine. Okay, so when you do this, depending on, so it's going to end up being in your envelope like this. When they open it up, they just go like that and it catches. It even catches better the further down like this it is, usually, in my opinion, because it kind of gets up under that little piece. So I really like it when it's a little bit shallower. It kind of depends on the design, let's be honest. But in this case, I prefer to do it like that. Okay, so then we're going to close this and we're going to design the front. Now, some people prefer to do the front first, and if you want to do that, that's fine. I just like to get it all the stamping out of the way. Okay, so then we're going to take this piece, and this piece is going to get added with just whatever kind of adhesive you want. However, I want to point something out. We do not want this to adhere to this top part because it's going to be like this. So we only want it to adhere to the base. So what I do is I flip it over upside down and I center it on my card where I'm going to put it. And then I make sure all of my adhesive is below that mark so that I don't accidentally adhere it to this top piece, but it is adhered to my finger. I just pulled a bunch of glue off there. Okay, so then when I lay that down, and again, I'm centering it in the card so it looks good before you fold it open. Just like that. Now you can see, hopefully it's not attached. Oh, that's the piece from my finger. Okay, it wasn't attached. That was the piece that came off my finger. I had a glue booger, y'all, okay? Oh, goodness. Okay, so when you open it up, now it's going to sit like that. Can you guys see that? So it'll be like that. All right. So now we're going to add all of these goodies. All right. So we have our little thing of stems. All right. Now, if you want to use the glue dots, go for it. That will work just fine. I'm just going to grab a silicone mat here. I'm going to grab my tweezers and I'm going to grab a hold of one of these stems. Then I'm going to take my green glue and I'm just going to add a little dot, little, okay? It's sticking. Hold on. Sorry. Little dot to a couple of these leaves. You don't want a lot because you don't want it to squish out. All right. Just like that. And then I'm going to pop this at the base of the white piece. And the thing I like about the glue for this is this piece is hard to get it all lined up when you first lay it down. So if you can move it around a bit, it kind of helps. Okay. Now, if that little dimensional thing bothers you, just open up your card base. That's fine. All right. So we're going to just lay that down, make sure all those leaves attach just fine. And then we're going to grab our birthday. So I want the birthday to be down first. You can do it whatever order you like, but I like this down first. So we're going to grab one of these birthdays. Be very gentle. This is a delicate piece of sticker. Now, the really important thing is that you get out all these little center pieces. And one of the ways I found that's best is if I stick it to my finger, they'll often come off on my finger. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to poke it out, but most of the time that works fine. And then I can just remove that from my finger. All right, so we're going to grab the birthday. And I'm going to put this up, let's just say almost as high as I can go on the dome. Okay. Like that. Now there's one little thing that doesn't come away with that, and that's the little dot. You don't have to grab it if you don't want to. Everybody's going to know what that says without it. So, but I am going to grab it. So I'm just going to grab it with my little paper piercer. It's the easiest way. And then, because it's really tiny. And then we'll add that. Hopefully where we want it. To the card base. Okay. So there's that. All right. Okay, then you're going to add your flowers. So we have all of these flowers here. There should be 7 that we set aside for this card. All right, so there's our 7 flowers. We're just going to take these and we're going to flip them all over. I know I just flipped that one over. It's kind of funny. All right, so flip all these over. And we're going to add a dimensional to the back of these. Now, I do have to say this one in particular, the dimensionals are really, like you want to make sure that they're going to fit. And not all mini dimensionals are the same. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like these might be just a smidgen smaller than our normal ones. I could be wrong. Like on these, it's fine. But on this one, man, is it a tight fit. If you want to cut it in half, feel free. Like it is a really tight fit to get that in the center of that flower for it to not be seen. So, cutting it in half is not necessarily a bad idea. But if you're relying on other mini dimensionals, they may be too big. I'm just going to tell you for these two in particular. Okay. So we're going to add our little mini dimensional to the middle of all of these and try to stay in the middle. Okay. Once you've done that, take all of the little release papers off. Maybe. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Then we're going to add them to the card base. Move this out of the way. All right. So we're going to start. Now, I'm just going to tell you the way they did this, they have 2 blues together, 3 pinks together, and 2 oranges together. I don't like it. It's just me. But if you want them in order like that, you can do it. I like them mixed up. So I'm going to mix mine up and you guys tell me which one you prefer. How do they do it on the front? Yeah, they did it that way on the front too. So I prefer it mixed up and I can't remember what's what. So I'm looking at them. Hold on. All right. So I prefer a mixed up and we have 3 pinks. So I'm going to start with this pink. Whoops. This pink in the center and I'm going to put it a little bit lower. Then I'm going to do yes. I'm going to do a blue. So I'm going to put this blue over here. I'm going to do an orange here. And an orange on this side. And then we'll do a pink and a pink. I just don't want them in the same, like, perfect little order. And you want to do them at different heights. They need to be all a little bit different, okay? So that's what I did. I like that better. It's just me. But if you like this, go for it. Okay, then we're going to grab our little, so the 2 that are, this one and this one that are like, more like lines of petals. They're like really, really spastic. Those are the smallest size centers right here. So you're going to grab these little tiny ones for those. And the others are this more medium size. All the rest of them are the medium size. And it really doesn't matter which way they face. I mean, if you like a certain way, that's fine. Or you can make them all be different. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to grab with my little paper piercer these little center pieces here. I love these little stickers. They're so awesome. I wish I could just buy a whole bunch of these to put on flowers. They're really cool. Even if they were white, so you could color them, that would be really cool. All right, so that's from our sticker sheet. So we added the birthday, we added all the flowers. Now we're going to grab this last, let me close this so I'm going to end up having like a dry glue booger in there. I shouldn't have left that open. We're going to actually flip this over and add dimensionals to that. Oops. Take the release papers off. Isn't this the cutest little card? I love it. Okay. And we're going to take our hugs and wishes and we're going to pop that right below birthday. It may overlap some of your flowers. That's okay. May overlap birthday. That's okay. It's all good. And bam, there you have it. Isn't that cute? No embellishments. Although these little centers are, you know, glossy, as is the birthday, as is the little, so it kind of has its own embellishment, but no actual embellishment. But isn't that a cute card? And again, you can just write your sentiment in there. But birthday hugs and wishes, it's your day. Really cute to stick on their desk or their mantle or their kitchen counter, whatever makes them happy. I love this little card. So cute. Okay, so that's card number 1. Card number 2, we're going to flip to our second panel here. And we're going to grab all of our pieces for this. We've already done the sentiments. So we're just going to take this piece. And again, we're going to fold on this score line and burnish well. Okay, so you have that nice and burnished. Now, this one, you're also going to add a center to. And so you can, or center, an inside to. So ours is birthday wishes. Maybe, if I can grab it. So we're going to add our dimensionals to this. Is everybody still there? Hi, Stacy, were you already on? Yeah, you were already on, weren't you? Everybody's saying hi to each other. It throws me off. I'm like, who's saying hi to what? Are they new or they just jump on? Whatever. Do we have anybody new on? If you're new and you haven't said hi, please say hi. Let us know you're here. We love to welcome newbies. But either way, okay. So we've got our birthday wishes. And again, we're going to do that same thing. You can go straight for the center if you want to. And that's going to have this be up like that. I personally feel like that's a lot of white showing and less space to write. So I really don't like that. I'm going to bring it down to about 1/3. You know, like if this is 1/3, then this is 2/3. So I'm going to bring it down to about there. Oh, before I do that, I almost forgot. We've got our little, you don't have to do this part, but the little grid stamping is kind of fun. You can overlap it. You can do them crooked. Like you can do whatever you want. I think they're just cute. So, all right. We'll pop that on here like so. Hopefully that's straight. Ta-da! And then that will catch right there. Okay. All right. So then we're going to do the front of this. All right. So we have this piece. And just like before, we're going to flip it over upside down, center that on the card, and then add adhesive, whatever type of adhesive you're choosing, to the bottom. Flip it back over. Again, center that, top to bottom, left to right, all the things, hopefully. And that should make that pop up just like that. Okay. All right. So now, and it, like I said, if that bothers you, you can flip it out like this. It doesn't really bother me, but if it does bother you, you can. Okay. Then we have all of our little flowers. Make sure you don't lose any of them. Should have, yeah, that's everything. Okay. So we have our 2 little leafy pieces. Again, they use the Stampin the glue dots. If you want to add that to those, go for it. I'm just going to do it what I call the easy way. It's faster for one. I'm just going to take my little tweezers, flip that over, and add a little bit of green glue to it. Also, honestly, it's a little cheaper to use green glue for this because it's just like, it doesn't really need to be glue dots. Like little dots of this will work perfectly. You're going to be holding this down majority wise with your flowers anyway. Now, I want this to basically be on here. If anything's going to hang off, make sure you don't have glue on it. Okay. So we're going to pop this right there. I've got the little tips hanging off, but nothing with glue. Okay. So we're going to add that there. And then we're going to add one down here on the other side. You can see I've got most of my glue. I'm going to put in like a bigger area on the leaf just to hold it in place. And we'll pop that down here. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to take the Hooray. That says happy. Where's Hooray? Here's Hooray. They're in the middle. Okay. So again, be careful when you're pulling this off. You don't want to tear anything or bend it. Just be gentle. kind of don't fight with it, you know. And if you have any, oh, that pulled all the centers out for me. Yay. If you have any centers, remember, just stick them on your hand. We're going to pop this basically right. I'm going to kind of use my center line like a line kind of to just where to put it. So about like that. Okay. Then we're going to take these, we're going to flip them over just like we did before. If you want to leave these little ones without those centers, you can. And that's what I'm going to do, though they do have you putting a dimensional on them. I'm going to show you how to do it without a dimensional because I actually think it looks kind of cooler to have 2 dimensions of your flowers. So we're going to do the big ones here with our glue dots. I mean, our mini dimensionals. If you want to add the mini dimensionals to the little ones too, go for it. That is what they say to do. I am going to do something different. So I'm going to just show you that. Okay. You can do it either way. All right. So we're going to take these and we're going to add, let's see, this one is, we're going to add this little bit fuller pink one up here toward the top, whichever way you want to go with it. I think I'm going to go, oops, go like that with it. Oops. Okay. And then this other pink one down here. And then we have the orange one is going to go with the pink one up at the top. And then the light pink goes down here. Okay. And then we have our It's Your Day. I'm going to add that next. Yes, I know. I still have 2 flowers. Now, they've got it smack dab in the center. You can do that. It's going to cover up a little bit of this flower unless you push these down a little bit. Or you could even do it off to the side. I kind of like that. So I'm going to show that to you. But either way is fine. Now, if you put it here, just be aware of the fact that any dimensionals you put here could push down on your flower. So because I'm going to do it off to the side and it is below my fold line, I'm going to add my dimensionals all the way across. I'm using this old one up for that. I swear these just are a smidgen bigger than the ones that came in the kit. I don't know why. Probably just made separately. All right. So I'm going to pop this off to the side just a little bit. I just kind of like it, but you can keep it in the center if you prefer. All right, then we're going to take these 2 flowers and I'm going to add these on with a glue dot or just a little dot of glue. You don't have the bigger sentiments, but love this font. You don't have the bigger sentiments. You mean you don't have the sticker sheet in your kit? You should. If you have this kit, you're going to have the sticker sheet. If you don't have the sticker sheet, you need to let Stampin' Up! Know because they should be in there. All right, so we're going to add this little orange one right here. And I just like this other level being down. I feel like these little ones, they look a little bit better at a different level than everything else. So I'm going to bring them down. Because not everything should be in the up position, right? You want some stuff, the dimensions should be both, right? All right, so we've done that. Now we're going to add our little stickers, our little centers, lest I confuse you. The center ones. Okay, so the big ones go on these 3 big flowers. This one right here is going to take a medium and then small for the other 2. Okay, so you're going to grab a big one for the 3 biggest flowers. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a medium one for this little pink flower here. And then the 2 tiny flowers get the little tiny centers. I love these little centers. How many of you love these centers? I don't love. Oh, you don't love. You don't like the big sentiments on a card? You don't like the stickers? What is it about it that you don't like? Just curious. I love different things, so I think this is really fun, but I can hear you. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so there's that card done. Okay. Super cute. And by the way, the stamp set has, where did I put it? The stamp set has the Hooray in it. It is smaller than this Hooray a little bit, but it is in there. So you could do your own Hoorays. All right, isn't that cute? I love it. These are adorable cards, you guys. Super adorable. Okay, and I love easel cards, so I love this whole set. Okay, card number 3, moving on to panel number 3 to complete this card. All right, so for this one, again, we're going to fold on that score line that they created for us. Burnish really well. I am going to do the It's Your Day on the inside. You do what you want to do. I'm going to flip that over. Hold on, let me add my stamping here. So we're going to do, there's my 3rd mark. So I'm going to go up from that a little bit and then down from that a little bit. All right. I think we're done with that. So I can close it. All right. So then we're going to take our sentiment strip, whoops, and we're going to add some dimensionals to that, mini dimensionals. You can add real big ones too if you want. It will fit. These are minis. Maybe. Come on. I hate it when they do that. I end up with those all over my feet because they like go everywhere when I'm crafting. Okay, so we're going to pop this on here. Ta-da! Okay, just like that. So that will catch. All right. So then we have this piece again, just like we've done before. We're going to flip it over upside down to make sure it is centered. And I'm going to add adhesive only to the base. Flip it back over, center that. These lines really help with centering. Add that on there. Make sure that's nice and adhered, just like that. And there you go. So you have your base. Okay, so now we just have to add our flowers and such. So we have this cute little bouquet. I wish they'd given us extras of the, like, one extra sheet of all the flowers. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, these are, I'm not even a flower person, but these are adorable, you guys. These are super cute. And I love the little bouquet one. Okay, so we have this little bouquet that we're going to add on right here. You just want to leave a little bit of space on the circle from the bottom and at the top, and that kind of gives you your placement. So I'm going to just grab this and I'm going to actually just put a little bit, where did I put my glue? Can y'all still see that? I hope. I'll bring it back over here a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put, I'm just going to put a couple dots, like, you know, a dot or two per leaf in the bigger areas, whatever. And then a couple down here at the bottom just to hold it still. So I'm just going to pop that where I was telling you before, like that. Whoops, don't move. Just push down on the leaves where you've put the glue. That'll help it stay. Okay, so once that's on there, then we're going to add our happy for this one. The font, but I don't usually love large. Oh, you just don't like big sentiments. Got it. See, I'm the opposite. I love big sentiments. I can't stand little bitty sentiments. Like, I see those sets that have like little teeny tiny sentiments and I'm like, man, you can barely see that. But you know what? It takes all kinds. We have to all like different things. Like, if we all like the same thing, it would be boring, right? Okay, so I do have one that didn't pop out. So I'm going to grab that with my finger there. Put that in the trash, maybe. Okay, so I'm just really careful with these sentiments because they are stickers. I don't want to bend them or anything. And I'm going to add my happy so that this is basically going to go, maybe if I can get it, this is basically going to go kind of right below that knot there where they're gathered. So I just kind of want to figure out my placement with that. Okay, I'm going to flip that over and add my dimensionals to it as well. And pop this on. Yeah. So basically for you, Stacey, it's like, I want the middle of the road ones. You don't want teeny tiny, but middle of the road. Like, I don't like it when all the sentiments are even this size. Like that, to me, that's fine when it's a sub sentiment, but then I need something bigger when it's with it, like this. This is fine. But if that's my sentiment and it's just small, I don't usually use them. Like I just don't really, for the most part. It depends. If it's a card with like lots of scenery and you don't want to like cover it up with a sentiment, yeah, okay, I get that. Sorry, I had a like mark on there. All right, so I'm just going to add my birthday wishes right across there. Now you could add that flat if you want to, knowing that you have another thing of dimensionals under here if that bothers you. I will tell you that you should be able to mail anything with 2 dimensional thick. Just don't go more than that. You've got to get busy and do this kit. Yes, you do. I'm just messing with you. Okay. Again, they suggest you put dimensionals on the back of all these. I am going to add dimensionals to the biggest 5. I am not going to add it to these 3. You'll see why. I'm just telling you. Actually, you know what? The way they have it, I am. I don't like to do that. I really like something. You know what? I think I'm gonna not add it to the 2 little orange ones. So I'm not gonna add dimensionals to that because I want something to hide. And I may not add it to one of the pinks. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. That's my concession. Okay, we're gonna add them to the big ones, not the 2 orange ones, though you can add it to all of them like they suggest. You do you. And then I'm going to add it to these 2 little ones. Oh my gosh, this is so, okay, I just can't do that. I don't know about you guys, but that is too small. So I'm going to take this little guy and I'm going to cut it in half. I know that I am not going to be able to place those on those little flowers and have it hidden if I do a whole one. They're just too small. So I'm just going to do a half of a mini on these 2. That's why I like to put the little ones in the back. I feel like it's easier for most people to lay those flat than to try to put a dimensional on the back and not have it exposed because you don't want to see it, right? All right, so I'm taking the release papers off here. Make sure it's on there really well before you try to do that. All right, so we're gonna add our flowers here. Let me see which one's which. Okay, so this is the light one, right? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna add our light one over here on that stem. We're gonna add the darker one down here, basically somewhere around that stem. It doesn't have to be exactly on it. It's going to be hiding it anyway. And then this one up here, you kind of want to make a triangle with these. Okay. So what you'll notice I did is they're all on a different level this way, and they're also all on a different grid mark this way. And when I say they are, look at the center of them. You can see that. I do the same thing with dimensionals. I want them to all be on a different longitudinal line and a different latitudinal line. I did it the opposite way. Anyway, whichever way that goes, I want it to be on on different lines, okay? And I want them to be in a triangle because it looks the most pleasing to the eye. So I do the same thing when I put embellishments on a card. Okay, so then these 2 little guys, actually, let's add these 2 first. I'm just gonna pop these on with either a glue dot or in my case, I'm gonna use a little bit of green glue. And I'm gonna just stick that underneath there. Now we only have 2 of each of the, where did it go? We only have 2 of the orange, which is that is atypical for this kind of thing. You usually want to have 3 of everything, but it's fine. It works. Okay. So we're going to add that little guy right there. And then we have these guys. So let's see. I'm going to do this one underneath up here. And we'll put this one beside that on top. So it just gives a little bit of depth. And I really don't like that they have this one here because that puts all the pink on one side. So I'm going to move this one. I don't like that. So I'm going to move it over here. Let's see, where do I want it? I think I'm going to put it, if I can. I think I'm going to put it right there. I like that better. It's just me. Y'all, I can't stand like a line of one color. Like it needs to be spread out. Okay. Now we got to add those flower centers. I love these. Again, I'm telling you, I could use a whole page of these. Like I would buy pages of these just flower centers, especially if they were white, so I could color them whatever color I want. So we're going to put a large one on the 3 blues. Maybe. Let go. One more. Ah, I lost it. Okay, and then we're going to do a medium on the 2 oranges. Let's see. There's a medium there. If I can get it. You could probably do smalls on that, but it does call for mediums, so I'm just going to stick with that because you don't want to run out of sizes you need. Although technically large is always better in this case. Okay, and then we're going to do smalls on the 3 little pinks. So 1, 2, and 3. So cute. Love that little bouquet. It's stinking adorable, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that card is done. Now, obviously, you could add embellishments to any of these that you want to, if you want to. They are super duper cute as is. They don't need embellishments, but if you want to, you can always do that. Okay, now, when you're done with your kit and you're done with this, your instructions, you can then open this up and we're gonna cut this little piece out. Now, if you want to keep this too with your stamp set, just to remember what it made, you can certainly do that. By all means, keep that. But in my case, for this, I'm just going to look, whoever's getting this set, if you want this piece, let me know. I'll keep it just for you. You're not really going to get any instructions other than like, I guess that one. Man, I've got hiccups. But I can fold it and stick it in there for you if you really want it. Okay, I'll set it aside. So we're going to take this piece and we're just going to pop that in our stamp. If you guys need to know how to get these little folders, let me know. I stack them in like a photo box like this. So they're like a file system and I just put them in, you can either put them in alphabetical order or I put them in date order. And yeah, it's just a way for me to keep all my stamps and make use of them. So, because you can use these forever and ever and ever. Now, you may have noticed that this has some stems. It has a couple of flowers and centers for your flowers. You're going to see those used in some of my alternatives because I wanted to show you that. People very often forget, hey, I can keep stamping with this set after they make the kit. Like the cards are great. You made 9 cards or maybe more out of your kit, but you can also make more with that. So don't forget. Okay, so what did I make? Well, as you guys know, because I know this is y'all's favorite part when I get to the alternatives, I like to start with a layout when I show my alternatives, because this is something that people forget that you can do with a kit. They think, oh, well, if I buy a kit, then I'm stuck to just making cards. No, you are not. You can make a layout, you can make 3D projects, you can do whatever you want. And sometimes I make 3D projects for you. I did not do that this time. I don't often do it. I do it sometimes for you guys, but it depends on how much time I have. So I am going to show you though the alternatives that I made, starting with the layout after I take a sip of water. Much better. Okay. What were you going to suggest, Kimmy? You said that's what you were going to suggest. I'm just super curious what it was. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I want to know. Okay. So here we go. Here's my layout. Now, I think this turned out super cute. I'm kind of in love with it. I want to tell you, I did use a little bit. Did I keep that here? Oops, hold on. I used a piece of the in color gingham in this because the colors that are in this kit, which I just put that in my recycle box. Hold on, let me read it to you. Maybe. The colors in the kit are Basic Black, Darling Duckling, Hydrangea Hue, Melon Mambo, Old Olive, and Timid Tiger. I am going to tell you that in their new colors also is Barely Blush. And Barely Blush coordinates very nicely. In fact, let me show it to you. So here's the card that you see here. I know it says Melon Mambo because there are some flowers that are in that tone, but as you notice, this is much lighter. So I kind of pulled some of my my colors. It could be Bubble Bath. You could certainly use Bubble Bath to coordinate with this, but you could also get away with Barely Blush. Now it's not as close when you are using it like as a solid color. I would say Bubble Bath is the closest, but if you wanted to, you could use some papers that coordinate with that in the Barely Blush, depending on what you're using. So just keep that in mind. Also, I believe that this says, hold on. It does have Timid Tiger here. I will tell you that Crisp Cantaloupe goes nicely with this as well. It coordinates with the Timid Tiger very nicely because these are not solid. That you'll notice that some of them are lighter than others, and so it definitely has more of a Crisp Cantaloupe color to it on this piece. So if you want to add some of those colors in, by all means, go for it. Okay, so that said, I grabbed this and I ended up using some of the Hydrangea Hue from the Gingham Gallery paper. Because it looked super cute. So that is on my layout. And I just want to tell you that before I start, before I show you this, and apologize for using other products. No, I'm kidding. Obviously I used cardstock and things like that. You guys know that, but here you go. All right. So this is using Darling Duckling light side cardstock in the background. There's that designer series paper that I put along the bottom. I did not put a whole sheet. Okay. This is important. Can you guys see all that? I don't know if you can see the base. I might have to move this up just a smidgen for you to see that. Okay. Can you see it? I hope. Okay. I used a 6-inch piece. So 6 by 6 inch piece of this paper. And then I cut it at like 1 3/4. So I cut a 1 3/4 piece off, and then the other 4 1/4 is over here. Yes, I think something like that. Yep. Okay, same over here, but just backwards. So again, a 6-inch piece, and I've got 4 1/4 and 1 3/4. All right. Then I did the same thing with pieces of my card base. So this is this card base. Okay. And I just have a piece here that is 1 3/4 and a piece here that's 4 3/4. And the same thing over here. Okay. So that's all that is. Now I did tear the top of this piece. I didn't on this one. I left it straight. You could tear it too if you want to. Then I added a piece of black that is just like, honest to goodness, I think it was maybe 1/2 inch. And then I tore away so I'd get that white torn edge. Okay. Now I do have a white piece of cardstock under here to get my dimensions. So this is a photo placement mat, right? I don't want to bend that. It's really attached. Okay. So there is a piece of white cardstock under there, and I just did that for getting my spacing right. You don't have to do that. This is intended for 3 pictures that are full size 4 by 6 size like this. So they're going to need to be landscape, obviously, to pull this off. And then I have a couple of extra photos here that are smaller. So this one's 4 by 5 1/4, 3 by 4, and 3 by 4, just to add a little fluff. Yeah. Okay. So I have 4 of these little, hey, Katie. 4 of these little strips that I then tore to leave that little white edge, using the black cardstock as well. All right, this is Melon Mambo, this is Crisp Cantaloupe, and this is Darling Duckling normal cardstock. Again, I used the light side. You can see there's the dark side. I used the light side for the background, but this is the regular cardstock, so it's a little darker. And then I just used the flowers in a couple of places. I chose the word happy. You don't even have to do that. You could do something else entirely, but I liked that. I thought it was pretty. And this can be for anything, you guys. You could use this for a birthday. You could use this just for like playing in the garden, just whatever. It doesn't matter. This is just a beautiful page. You could even make this a Mother's Day one if you wanted to leave out happy and put mom, or you just want to leave happy and then put mom somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. But I thought this turned out super cute. I loved the way this layout ended up. Like, I thought it looked really awesome. Also, you're going to notice, I don't know if I did it on any of these. I don't think I did. I added a little bit of color to some of my flowers on some of my cards on the outside or the inside. When I say that the outside of the petals or the inside of the petals, because I wanted them to stand out. I might have done it. I don't remember if I did it to any of these. I don't think so. I probably should have done this one because it's a little bit light. But anyway, you can do that too. You can also change them entirely by flipping your flower completely over, ta-da, to the white side and adding whatever color you want. So don't forget that. These have a white side to them and you can make them any color you like. So if you want to use them with other papers or other color combos, feel free to do that as well. I didn't do that with any of my samples because I knew I could just tell that to you, but super cool to do. Okay, I think this layout turned out super cute. And I didn't add any embellishments to that either. And it's really pretty. Okay. Now, I am going to be doing a couple of cards with you, but I'm going to go ahead and start with some of the ones that I completed that I'm not going to be doing with you. So we'll start there. Okay, so here is one. You can see here I added a little bit of extra color around the outside of this pink piece. This is on Hydrangea Hue. I also added a matte behind my card front piece. So this is just on a Hydrangea Hue piece. To pull that out. And I also did a little bit of blending with some Darling Duckling in the background of that. Now, one other thing I want to point out on this is this piece right here and these leaves are not from the kit. So this was one of the last cards I did, which is kind of funny. I'm showing it to you first. And obviously you can see that I stamped in the Melon Mambo color. But on this card, for whatever reason, I was out of the big yellow stickers. I must have used a big one in the wrong place, right? And so what I did is I actually cut a piece. Oops, what did I do with it? Hold on, I moved it for something else. The Radiant Sunflowers, which is, by the way, my current club that you can sign up for, has some inside pieces. Now, the small one is good for this flower. You wouldn't be able to make any probably for the smaller flowers, but for the big flowers, it did work. It's a little bigger than the ones from the kit, but it did work. So I used that there, and then I just used a small one on that one, even though I really could have used a medium. That would have been nice. You also may notice I added, oh, and the leaves are also from this. I just cut them from this stem piece. Okay. So those have some really cute flowers that you could add to this if you want to add different kinds of flowers to your cards as well. Okay. Oh, it's always horrible when you're wiped, isn't it? Like, it's just no fun. Okay, so you might also notice I added the butterflies. You're going to see in the cards both of these. These are the in color dots and the in color butterflies in our current in colors. Now, the in color butterflies have the 5 colors plus white, so you might see some white in there too. And of course, I didn't use all of them. I only used the colors that coordinate, but I did use those in several of the cards. So I think that was everything I needed to tell you about that one. Moving on, we've got this one here. Again, I did a background kind of brushing of the Hydrangea Hue. I did use different flowers on this than it called for. This was another one of my last cards that I did. So I was using leftover flowers for this to make it happen. You're going to see another one in a minute that I actually used one of the side flowers. So I ended up having a shorter span. We'll talk about that when we get there. But anyway, again, this is on Old Olive because this is Old Olive, and I used another one of those pink pieces. You can see the difference here between me brushing, using a dauber on the outside of this one with Melon Mambo and not with this one. So it just adds a different kind of feel to it. But you can do that either way. So that's pretty simple. Not that different from the actual card, except that it's flat. It's not an easel card, and it allows me to use some of these pieces in other places. I did add the butterflies to that one as well. Okay, now there's two here. Let me move these away. All right, there's two here that are similar. This is taking that card base, and instead of folding it the way you're supposed to, let me grab one. Hold on. So instead of folding it this way, this way, I actually folded it backwards. So the fold that they already folded, I folded it backwards and created a Z fold card. Okay. And I actually saw several of these online that people did. And then this one, I actually ran this through an embossing folder. This white piece, I ran it through the new Softly Woven, which is coming out September 1st for those of you that aren't demonstrators. If you are a demonstrator, you get access to products like 6 weeks ahead of time. So we already have those, but if you're not, you're going to have access on the 1st. So it's only a couple days away. Anyway, so I did that. You're going to notice that I used a second one of those card fronts on the inside for, I did the same thing here, for where I'm going to write. And then on this one, I actually added a mat. I think I wish I had done it on this one, but I added a mat of crisp cantaloupe behind this one simply by adding it and then just kind of fussy cutting a line around that. It worked pretty nicely. And I used all of the orange flowers on this one, the crisp cantaloupe colored flowers. And I thought that was super cute. And again, this one is one shorter than the previous one that I showed you, because I actually needed some of the leaves for a different card. So I made it shorter, but it worked out really nicely because then I only needed 6 of these orange flowers, which I think is all you get. So that worked out nicely. You love the Old Olive with the pink. This one here, yeah, green and pink are great together. Yeah. Yeah. So these two, you can see, basically, I just played around with that kind of concept. And instead of having an easel card, I've got a Z-fold card, and it's the same piece, right? So an easel is this way, but a Z-fold is this way, but it's exactly the same cut and burnt, what am I saying? The same cut and the same words. English is hard, y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying. Scoring. That's the word I wanted. I wanted the word scoring. How many of you were thank you for all of those of you that were yelling it at me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hope you guys like these two. I think they turned out super cute. Yes, they use 2 of the card fronts, but if you don't use the card fronts on other things, it works out. So obviously I used a bunch of pieces on my layout and didn't use the card fronts for those. So that kind of helps as well. And so it kind of gives you some extras in that way. Okay, so there's those 2. Then I have these 2, which were really fun. So these are a book fold style card, both of them. If you've never made a book fold, they're super fun, easy to do. You basically have a 11-inch piece, and you're just going to score at 1 1/4 past that half mark. So this ends up being 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 in this section. And so then I just added some ribbon. This one has a knot. This one has just the knot and then folded in. A little piece of the card bases in the background there. And here I actually used a piece of, oops, where'd I put it? Over here. I used a piece of Country Woods, I believe is still available. I think that might be on sale right now, in fact. I used the blue wood for that. I thought it looked really nice with this. I actually got that idea from someone else, and I cannot remember who it was. I wish I had had more leaves at the time to add a couple leaves here. But what I could have done is cut this piece apart and just put a couple over here and less over here. I didn't think about it at the moment. And then I kind of kicked myself after I made the card. It's fine. It still looks cute. Um, but yeah. And then this piece, of course, is created myself from the Spotlight on Nature dies. I used the biggest one, I believe, with the kind of floral sort of design. This one over here, it has a white piece. Then I cut the background, this background, the blue background. I've got 4 squares that are, what did I do? 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then I have 4 squares that are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. I then took those white squares that are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8, and I ran them through an embossing folder. In this case, I used that softly woven folder again. I thought that was really cute. And we layered those at cockeyed angles, okay, so that you just get this little bit of the blue poking out behind there. And this design was, I don't remember who did this one either, but they had used something similar to this, but it was on a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch card, so it's a little bit different, but definitely got inspiration from her. So thank you, whoever you are. I forget who it was. I thought that was super cute. And I did add the butterflies. I've got 5 of them on here. And I cut up this piece to put the little leaves in behind all the different areas. So that's how I did that one. Listening all along, but been driving. Okay, just don't look. Did I ask if I was still here? Oh, what did I say? Now I'm super curious. How are you doing, Ruthie? Okay, hey Diane. Essay called The Awful English Language or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it is. It's really it's a hard language. Like when people learn it as a second language, I feel like they are like amazing because there's so many people who learn it from birth that don't speak it correctly to begin with. And then like I cannot imagine learning it as a second language. It's really hard. Obviously there's harder, but it's not easy. Okay, no, it's really more just my brain. My brain has brain farts all the time. Okay, so there's those 2 really cute book folds. I hope you guys enjoyed those. Moving on, I'm going to make one of these with you, but here's the first one. So we've got this. I want to show you how to do this. I actually got this inspiration from my friend Rachel Tessman, and I think mine's a little different from hers. It is not exact, but I used this particularly this lattice piece as inspiration. So I'm going to show you how I did that. The lattice piece is actually from this. So when you take all these pieces out and you cut here at, let's see, I'm going to cut at, I think I did, I'm pretty sure I did 2 3/4. And then this is almost 8.5 inches long. It's actually 8 3/8. So I did 4, not quite 4 1/4, just 1 notch less than 4 1/4, which is 1 3/16 for the middle when I cut that. So I ended up with 2 pieces, this piece and this piece, from this that you cut out. Okay, so that's important to know. I used one of them. I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, and that creates this little lattice kind of step ladder feel, right? Super easy to do. You guys are going to love this. All right, here we go. So let me grab all my pieces here. So we have a card base. I'm starting with white. If you want to do a different color, it'll show back here. You can certainly do that. It doesn't really matter. What I didn't want to do with this one is detract from the colors I was choosing to use in the card. So I ended up going with white. But if you wanted to, like, for instance, if I wasn't using blue flowers, maybe I'm using pink and then pink flowers, I could use blue in the background. You can certainly do that. Okay, so here's that little piece that I showed you that I cut from the sentiments. We're going to be using that. I also have 2 pieces that I cut from a card base Okay, so some of the pieces that I have left over when I'm making all this, I just cut a little bit off of those, okay? I want to use the back of this. Why? Because it's the same color white. If you use something else, it'll be a different color white. In fact, this is a different color white, but it works because it's the background, so it sets it off. Does that make sense? Like, can you guys see the difference? Okay, so it's a little bit cooler tone than our basic white. And so I wanted to use that same exact tone, so I just used the back side of that. These two pieces are 4 1/4 long by 3/8 wide. You need 2 of those. And then you need your piece that's going to be on the left side here. And this piece is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so that is exactly half of one of the fronts. All right, so you should be able to get 2 of these. You're only going to have 2 of these, so I ended up using 2 different colors for this. I used the other halves in other places. Okay, all right, so excuse me. So we're going to start by adding, oops, how did I do that? Okay, we're going to start by adding this piece, okay? And we're going to add this using dimensionals. If I get dimensionals sticking out on this side, that's okay. All right, I'm going to tell you that right now. It's actually good. But I don't want them sticking out on this side. So you can use whatever you want. If you want to use the mini dimensionals, you can also use the sides of your strips. I think that works really nicely. So I'm just going to kind of cut, let's see. I'm going to cut a piece that is about that length, like this. Whoop. I love, oh, that just came right off. I love adding strips on stuff like this because it works out really nicely. I think I might have cut that too long. Yep, I sure did. Hold on. Bear with me. Stay. It caught it. Why is it doing that? Stop. Okay, there we go. It's just a smidgen too long. Okay, so we'll just trim that off. All right, and then I'm going to do the other side the same way. So I'm just going to cut. Oh, this one is thicker on this side, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut. That's a lot thicker. I'm just going to cut a line like this, and that's going to be too big. That's okay. I don't care if that overlaps a little bit on this side, because that's going to get covered. So it'll just kind of help. And I'm going to put one up here. I'm not going to mess with these rungs. I really don't care. They are not going to matter in the scheme of things. So in fact, I think it kind of gets crazy if you do. So we'll take off, oops, I already took that one off. We'll take off the backings from these two. All right, and we're going to stick this all the way. I've got this opening like this. So we want this all the way to the right with the bottom is the open side. Okay. Yeah. Trying to figure, okay, why? Oh, that's right. Okay. I almost forgot. You want to put this all the way to the top of the card, not the bottom of the card, because it is not 4 1/4 inches long. It's okay. No one's going to know. So just put it at the top, and the side is where you need to line that up. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to add it here. Okay. So I'm going to add that again with the dimensionals, the same dimensionals. You don't want to switch over to strips. They are a different width. When I say width, I mean height, a different height. You want to stick with your dimensionals. If you want to use a different set of your dimensionals, that's fine. If you want to use some of these strip pieces, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. So I'm going to use like the side of this, like this. Oops, I cut it, but it didn't cut. And I'm going to add that there and this piece right there. That should be plenty. If you want to add a little to the center, you certainly can. I am not going to mess with it. It's fine. All right. So once you have all those, we're going to make sure that this is all the way to the corner. Like so. Don't worry if that has a gap. It'll be fine. Trust me. There's a lot of trust involved here. Okay. You cut these things up all the time and make use of them. It's you've got this perfect lattice. Why not? Okay. So now remember we're using the white side of these, not the pink side. So I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to add, let me grab my silicone mat here. I don't want to get any adhesive on my space, my surface. Okay, so we're just going to pop this on here. You want to go all the way to the side and all the way to the end. And then this one, just make sure that you cover up the point. That's what's important on this side. So it's gonna overlap both pieces, but what's most important is it covers the point. Hopefully you got it straight. I think I got mine crooked. That's okay. Life will go on. Okay. All right. Now, once you've done that, that's the hardest part. And it's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Now we're just going to take this piece and we're going to kind of like shove it in here, but underneath that bottom rung, it's on top everywhere else. That just kind of holds it in place. But I am going to add a little bit of glue to this. Yes, you use dimensionals on this card. If you missed that, go back and watch that. I showed exactly how to do it. You will need dimensionals for this card. I use the ones from the pack. I use these, but you'll need dimensionals, yes. From the kit, sorry. Okay, so I am gonna just kind of take note of where things are touching a rung, and I'm gonna add glue to that. Now, if you wanna be like super technical with it, I'm gonna show you how I did it. I can't remember where everything is, so I went like this. And I literally lifted up. I'm holding it in place. I'm just gonna put a teeny dot and put it down. I'm gonna lift that up, put a teeny dot, and lay it down. I'm just doing this to kind of hold that leaf part of the bouquet in place. Oops. And I'm only attaching it to the lattice work. Okay, anywhere it's touching this top layer. So it can be here or the lattice itself. I'm not worried about the stems, just the leaves. That's going to hold it where it needs to be, so it doesn't move around. Once you get your flowers on there too, that holds it as well, but I'm just trying to get this kind of thing going. Okay, just like that. Now, you can add some additional color to your petals if you want to. You'll notice here I added a little bit of that Melon Mambo to the outside of my petals. Did I stamp this yet? I didn't. I gotta stamp that still. Okay, so I'm gonna be stamping that in Hydrangea Hue, which hopefully I have right here. Nope, I don't. Let me grab it. Hold on. I forgot. Okay, so we have Hydrangea Hue. I'm gonna stamp that in Hydrangea Hue because that is the color of my flowers for this one. So I'm going to stamp Birthday Wishes. Let me clean that off. I don't want orange in my Hydrangea Hue. That would be bad. So Kimmy, did you confirm you're talking about cutting up your sentiment pieces? You do that all the time, or other things that are that come with stuff behind them? What am I saying? That you punch out? Pieces that you punch out? All right. Ta-da! All right, so got that stamped. Again, if you want to add a little bit of color to your, let me grab my daubers here. Oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Hold, please. I need my Hydrangea Hue. Do I have one? Nope, I don't. I need one. I haven't made those yet. Oh my goodness. The new colors, like I haven't used any daubers in those colors yet. All right. Every year I buy a pack of the sponge daubers because that's the exact color that you need for your end colors. I just haven't done it yet, which is kind of crazy. It's been a nutty year. Let's be honest. Sorry, I just dropped something. Okay. Okay, so I have a hydrangea one now. Here we go. Now I got it very juicy, but then I'm going to push some of that off because I don't want it to overwhelm my flower. So then I'm just going to come in here, and you can either do like center added color, or you can add color to the edges. You can do it however you want. It will fade a little bit. It's not going to be quite as stark as you see it now. But I'm just going to add to the outside. I think it's kind of fun to do that. I don't know how many flowers actually look that way. I think most of them are more center colored, but I don't know. Hey, Lisa, are you still on? You're our expert, right? Lisa's a florist. Hopefully she can tell us. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color. It's just kind of fun. You don't have to do this, guys. Like, don't feel that it's necessary. I just thought it was kind of fun. I already added a little bit of color to those pink flowers. I wanted them to be a little stronger. I just forgot to do this one. Okay. So once you have a little bit of color on your flowers, if you want to do that, again, your choice. And you stamped your sentiment. I've added a little bit to the pink as well. I just dropped that on the floor, you know, because you do those things. We're going to add our happy first. This one left all these things in the middle. Okay, so this one is definitely sticking. We're going to pop that out. If you fight with yours more than I did the other one, I'm sorry, because this one is definitely sticking. They do sometimes. Usually I can just stick my finger back there and pull it off, but nope, this one doesn't want to do that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to fight with this one the whole way. It's fine. Okay, one more. Gonna fight with one more. I think this machine, the machine just didn't cut this one as well. The one I showed you guys was great. Okay, so I'm gonna add happy on here, wherever you feel like it should be. Take your birthday wishes. You can pop some more dimensionals on this. You don't have to. You could also do it totally flat if you prefer. All right. You like the extra inking on the flowers, Kathy? I'm glad you do. I'm going to add birthday wishes just like that. And we're going to add our flowers. So I'm going to flip these over. These are going to get dimensionals. This little one, I hopefully it won't show, but I don't know. Getting it just in the center is hard. I'm just saying. Okay. Whoops. Now you're going to notice that on this one, I didn't use any little flowers. I only did the big ones, and you can do that. I just had extras and I thought it'd be cute to include them on this. So feel free to do it either way. I'm going to go down here for my bigger one and then up here for the little one. You can do it either way you like. And then for these, I'm going to tuck these in. So we're going to do that same thing we did before. You could add these on dimensionals, of course. I am going to go for the flat style on these. I'm just going to tuck them in. So cute. With a little dot of glue. Let's see, where do I want this one? Okay. Ooh, shoot. It stuck to my finger. I have glue on my finger. Not good. Just like that. That's cute. Okay. So once you've done that, you're going to take your centers. You'll notice I took the backing off of this one. I find that sometimes it's a little easier to take all the extra off. Oops. To use stickers like this. But you don't have to do that, of course. So we're going to do the 2 big ones on these 2, and then a medium. Put this on this thing. On this one, and then the 2 little ones. Get the little centers. Oh my gosh, I love this card. I think it's so cute. Okay. Really focuses in on the pinks and blues. And of course, you can make 2 of these cards with each kit because you have the lattice work for 2. So it's up to you how you do that. You could do both of them exactly the same and use the same flowers. I felt like it was easier to use 2 different colors, but it's up to you however you want it. Whoa, I just smacked that. I'm trying to get like fluff off of my desk. And anyway, there you go. So there's those 2. Oh, I forgot. We've got these beautiful babies. Let's add, what color? What color do we want to add? I think I'm going to add blue to this one. Yeah, I've got a lot of blue. This is like all my extras back here. Let's do blue. So we're gonna grab some of these little butterflies. I used the Golden Glow on this one, but I think I'm gonna use the blue on this one. So whichever you like will work. Just try to stick with generally with the colors. Obviously, Golden Glow is a little different than Darling Duckling, but I think it worked. It still kind of, it's just a tiny little embellishment, so I think it kind of worked. You could use white. I was just running out of all the extra colors. I probably would have used white if I had any of that left. Or the, well, yeah, I probably would have used white. Anyway, there you go. So there's that one. Oh, by the way, I also did on this one, I didn't do it on this one, but you can kind of curl your petals up a little bit too if you want to with your bone folder. Do you guys know how to do that with your bone folder and your thumb? You just, I meant to do it before I attached them, but it's kind of fun. It adds a little depth, and don't do it too hard. Like you just want a little bit of, just a teeny little bit of curl to these petals. It's kind of fun to add. Anyway, you get the idea. So I did do that to this one. I didn't do to the little bitty flowers, but the 2 bigger ones I did, and it just adds a little bit of extra pop. So anyway, there's those 2. All right, so we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards so far, alternatives that I've shown you, plus the layout. Okay, we're moving on to the next one. And again, I'm going to show you how to do this one, okay? So don't freak out. It's actually easier than you think, okay? And I will try to post the instructions for this as well. Again, I got this idea from Rachel Tessman. We're friends. We both love kits. And so I at least am inspired by her. Hopefully she's inspired by me too. Anyway, this is a super cute little cake design. By the way, you can do this with anything, you guys. It doesn't require this kit to do this. So any paper will do. This background paper, I actually pulled from Paper Medley. It has some Darling Duckling paper in it that I thought looked like it could be like maybe wallpaper. And so I grabbed that from that one, but you could do anything you want. I think the one she did has like a wood. I did use this wood for like the table, from the wood. Oh, what's it called? Kathy, do you know what it's called? I forgot to put a label on this. It's like the different woods. This is a beautiful paper, by the way. I think it might be on sale right now too, till the end of the month. So anyway, I used that little piece right there. That's like where the cake is sitting is on a wood piece. So you can do that too. So you can see here, this will lay fully flat out if you do it right, and then fully collapse. So the idea is that it sits up on your table like this. So it's like a little cake, but when it's fully closed, it's like a 4-tier cake, right? It's so cute, right? I think it's a great idea. I don't know if she designed this or if she got it from somewhere else, but I thought it was super cute. So I'm going to make it for you. All right, here we go. So just so you can kind of see what that looks like, I'll set it there. All right, and like I said, I will post the dimensions for you. I do have these 2 pieces already cut. So we have the background piece, super simple to do whatever you end up using for your background is 4 by 5 1/4. This piece, wood grain or not, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Is 1 3/4 by 4. Again, I'm going to post the dimensions, so don't feel like you have to like write them down. I've got them all here. I'll post them for you. I mean, I'll set that right there. And Rachel Testament, that's who I got it from. I want to give her credit. I don't know if she created it or not, but yeah. By the way, we're doing another card together too. So we're going to have so much more fun. Okay. So now I'm going to grab the pink pieces. Depending on what I have a lot left. This is what I have left from my kit, my first kit. I have a lot of strip pieces. I have 2 of these ovals, and I have 2 full cards of this style plus a half. So I have quite a bit. I only used this half, and that was it. So I have a lot left from our kit, my original kit. I don't know if I'm going to get all the pieces from this. I may need one of these other backs, one of these other card bases. We'll see. Okay, so, all right. So we're going to cut some pieces from our card base pieces. Obviously, if you can cut it from the sections that have a score line, just don't cut it crosswise. You don't want that score line in there if you can avoid it. So this first bottom piece is, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The first bottom piece is 4 by 1 3/4. So we need, let's see how far. Nope, that's not going to be big enough. Okay, so I'm going to cut that because that's going to be big enough. Okay, so we're going to do 1 3/4 by 4 for our bottom tier. Okay. This piece might be big enough for the top tier. I'm going to hold on to that. So our middle tier, or our, this is the bottom tier. Then the lowest of the top of the cake, so this one here, is 1 1/4 by 3. I think I can get that from this piece. I'm trying to make sure there's no score lines in that. Yeah. Okay. 1 1/4. Oh, is it out? It ran out probably because everybody was buying it. 1 1/4 by 3. I think I just cut the wrong piece, y'all. This was my piece, wasn't it? How many of you just yelled at me? You're cutting the wrong piece. It's fine. I'll just cut a new base piece. I don't know why I did that. I was trying to grab this piece and I grabbed the wrong piece. It's fine. Okay, so that bottom piece, this is our lowest, not the bottom, but the lowest layer. Our bottom layer was 1 3/4 by 4. We'll just recut that. Sorry, my bad. It happens. Okay, so there's that one, that one. Then the middle tier is 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then the last piece, I think I can get from this little piece, is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Yep. Okay. And again, I am going to post these instructions, so don't worry. I know I'll post them on my Facebook page. I will try to also get them posted on the YouTube link as well. Okay. So we have a lot of strips left over. That's fine. We will do something with those at a later date. Okay. So those are our 4 tiers for our cake. We also need a piece of white. I'm just going to use our basic white for this. That is 1 inch by 1 1/2. And I have a little scrap here. Let's see if that will work. Yes. 1 inch by, what did I say? 2 1/2. I don't know if that's what I said before or not. 1 inch by 2 1/2. Super cool. Okay, this is our sentiment piece. You could do something else. If you want to do a smaller sentiment, something like this, you can. I think that you do need a little bit bigger piece just to kind of hold everything, make it, I don't know, it works. I don't know how she came up with that piece, but again, you could also do like a die cut or something like that if you prefer. So that's the piece. I don't know if I did the exact same size, but that's basically, I think I did. That's what I ended up using. Okay. Now we need to cut some white pieces for all of these little tiers. Plus we have our card base. Now I chose to cut my card base out of thick white. You don't have to do that. I do recommend thick white for card bases if you're going to do, because the thinner white is actually thinner than our color cardstock. And so sometimes I find it to be a little flimsy. If it doesn't bother you, you by all means could use it. I know some people do. So it's completely up to you. So I'm going to grab, I don't have one handy, so I'm going to grab thick white for my card base. I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to score this. Oh, sorry. Actually need this to be, yeah. We're going to cut this at 9 1/2. So it's not even a full card base. We're going to cut this at 9 1/2. So we do end up with a scrap of thick white you can use for sentiments or whatever you want to do. Then we're going to score this at, sorry, let me leave this open. We're going to score this at 5 1/2 and 7 1/2. You could flip that around, but if you want to, that is scoring that at 2 and 4. That works too. Okay. So this is our actual card base. We're going to fold this middle score line as a valley and burnish, and then this one as a mountain and burnish. So we get this, right? So it's basically a Z fold, but it'll be standing up like this. Okay. So that is our card base. You can see that there. Okay. I'm going to add these pieces right now, just so you can kind of see that in progress. We've got, I chose wood for the like piece that the cake is on. You can do that. Bye. Whoever's saying bye. I didn't see who said. It's expected, I'm assuming that you're talking about this wood paper is expected back on the 7th. I don't know. Wood Grain Wonders. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that up here. And then Katie says it must be out already. Yes, okay. Katie said it's out already, but it will be back on the 7th. Okay, so there's the base. Okay, all right. Then we're going to set that aside. Okay, then we're going to cut some more white pieces for these tiers. Can you see that? We got to cut these 3 pieces. All right, so we're going to start. Let me grab my white. Where did I put it? There it is. Some scraps here. Okay, and this is regular white because the I don't really want to use the thick white for this. It'll fold a little bit better with the thinner white. I only want the thick white for my base, right? So I'm going to use the thinner white for the rest of this. So our biggest piece is going to be 5 inches. Yeah, no, that's not right. Is it right? Hold on. What am I seeing? 3 by 4 1/4. Nope, that's not right. Huh. I don't know what that was. This should be, I don't know what I put there. I put something extra there and I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so this is 3 1/4. Yep, by 5. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 1/4 by 5. I have all these little sentiment pieces, like little scraps that I can use for sentiments. Okay, 3 1/4 by 5, and then we're going to put it on the long end like this, and we're going to score at, oh, that's what I did. Okay, we're going to score at 1.5. I was like, what did I do wrong there? Yeah, 1.5, 3. I'll fix that before I send it to you guys. And 4.5. Okay, this is our lowest tier. Our middle tier, we need a 4 by 2.5. Let's see how big is this? Not big enough. Okay. I don't think I have a piece that's wide enough. So I'm gonna grab another scrap or another piece. We're gonna do, what'd I say? 2.5. Trying to find my instructions here. By 4. And on this long side, we're gonna score at 1, 2.5, and 3.5. That's our middle tier. And then our top tier, we need a piece that is 1.5 by 3. So I should have a scrap in here that's big enough for that. All right. So we're going to cut this to 3 and 1.5. Then on the long side, I'm going to score this at 1/2, 2, and 2.5. So 1/2 inch, 2. Once you've done this once, you're going to be like, oh, this is easy. Like, I know there's a lot of scoring lines, but it's not a problem. You have the instructions in front of you. You're going to be able to do it just fine. Okay. Trust me, it's not a big deal. You can do it. Okay. So I'm going to stamp now. This piece is my sentiment. And you can do this in whatever color you want to. I'm going to use Melon Mambo for this. And oops, I got a little fuzz on there. Okay, I'm going to use Birthday Wishes, which I put over here. And it's been used in blue, so I've got to clean that. Okay, make sure that's dry. All right, so now we're going to take this and add Birthday Wishes to the center of my sentiment piece, just like that. Clean that off again. All right, we're going to set that aside. We're going to take our cake pieces. So we have our different tiers, right? Here, let me do it like this so you guys can see all the tiers. So here's all of our tiers. Okay. The top one's a square, so you can't do it wrong. All right. So what we're going to do for this, I need a scratch piece of paper. I'm going to stick under here like this. All right. I'm going to do the bottom one first. And I'm going to take my 2 flowers that come in the stamp set. So you get these 2 flowers. And I am going to start with the biggest one in the center, right there. And then the other 2 beside that. So we're just going to make like a little chain. And I'm going to kind of go up in an arc. We want to make an arc with this. That one was a little high. That's okay. Something like that. Okay. So that gives you the bottom piece. The next 3 pieces, I'm actually going to take just this one. And I am going to do the top edge with kind of like the little top part of that, just to make like a ruffle. Okay. If that makes any sense. So it looks like, oops, that wasn't quite touching. You kind of want them to touch. It makes it look like a little icing ruffle. or whatever they call that. I don't know. I'm not a cake decorator. I have done cakes, but I don't know technical terms. If somebody knows what that is, then you can let me know. But it's like lace, or I don't know, whatever you call it. Okay, so you're just making like a little ruffle along the top edge. All right, so there's our 3 pieces. All right, so we've got our 2 flowers and all those pieces done. Close that up. I think we're done with all of our stamping, if I remember right. Hopefully I remember right. Oh, goodness. Okay, it's been a minute. All right, these 3 pieces are 3 tiers. We're going to burnish. So I'm going to fold and burnish all of these lines. This makes such a cute card. It takes a little bit of time, but it is totally worth it. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy making these. And again, you don't have to use a kit like this to make it. You can do it with whatever you want. I could make this from totally other papers and any like little flower and leaf dies that I have. For instance, the detailed flora dies that you can purchase, I think they're still available, have little flowers and there's some leaves there. You could totally cut those out of paper and make use of that. So you don't even have to have any of the kit left to make this. You can make it with anything you like. Or if you have other flowers and leaves that you want to make use of, very common decorative thing on cakes, or you could decorate with something else entirely. So make it your own. This is a really, really great birthday card fun fold. So awesome. Cake fold. We're going to just call it a cake fold. I don't know what she called it, but I'm calling it a cake fold. Okay. We want the top. Okay. Yeah. So you have these 3 pieces. You have this top edge that is only 1/4 of an inch. That's the top of all of these pieces. Okay. The bottom is different in size. And you're also going to notice that the top section has 2 sections. This is the middle, this is the top, and this is the flap. Okay. So this is the bottom, the front, the top, and the flap. Do you see like that? Again, we have the bottom, the front, the top, and then the flap. And again, bottom, front, top, and flap. So that is our 3 layers of our cake. Okay, see that? Hopefully that is noticeable to you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to add adhesive to the bottom flap of this. Now, if you want to use tear and tape, this is a great time to use tear and tape. I'm just going to add plenty of this and it works just fine. So the way I like to do this, and you may like to do this differently, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to set it right in the center of this piece, and I'm going to lay that flat down on it like that. Okay. And that is going to make that all nice and level. Okay. Then I'm going to take this flap. Whoops. And I am going to just fold it under onto the base. Okay. And that should create a perfect fold. You might have to mess with it a little bit, but it should create a perfect flat fold. Some people like to do it like I just did the other part, and you can do that if you want to. If you struggle with any of it, just flatten it out with your folder, your bone folder. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is the top. So I'm going to go to the base and I'm going to add my adhesive and I'm going to touch it right to this spot here. I don't want to go like down behind it. I just want to be right at it, and I'm going to center it, and then I'm going to lay that flat. Okay. I'm going to add adhesive here. You can fold this, both of these top flaps down and attach it like that. We're going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to add adhesive here. I'm going to go ahead and add the top as well. Again, I'm going to put the, oops, sorry, this is the top, the one with the 2 pieces. The bottom flap, I'm going to put right at the center, hopefully. Whoops, don't move. My thumb is in the way. Sorry, hold on, let me hold it up higher. Okay, lay that down flat. Fold both of the top flaps down and attach. Okay, So when you pull this down, it should all line up. It might not be perfect, but it's going to be darn close, right? Like this. So you should be able to fold it out basically flat and then fold it back in. Okay. Now we can add these pieces. You want to add these pieces with the ruffle at the top. Are you guys loving this card? Isn't it cool? I love it. Okay. So we're going to add this piece to the base, just like this. By the way, I believe my son is home, so if my dog barks, I apologize. All right, we're gonna add, I'm just gonna open this up. We're gonna add this piece to the second layer. By the way, you could do these layers with a color if you want to, but if you do, I would also do your base in that same color. So for instance, you could have done maybe Bubble Bath or Magenta or Melon Mambo as your cake base. If you want to, instead of white, that's fine. All right, then we're going to do this last one, same way. Just like that. Now, one of the things I did not have left over from my first kit is any of the little flowers and leaves. So I'm going to have to show you that from my second kit, but I will show you that. So, okay, so this piece is going to go here, but I am going to put it up on dimensionals only on the bottom half of the sentiment. So I'm just going to use my regular dimensionals. You could use the smaller ones if you want. I'm using regular. And we're just going to pop those on the base of the sentiment. You guys are loving this? Good, I'm glad. We're going to set this right here. Just kind of center it however you like. All right, then we just need to add some fun embellishment to this. We're going to add a few flowers, including one up here, and a couple of leaves. You can see the leaves on the tiers. So I'm just going to pull this down and you can kind of see the difference. So without any of the leaves and stuff, it's kind of plain, but you can add whatever kind of leaves or flowers you want to this. Okay, so we're going to add, let me grab my flowers and such from this kit. Oops. All right. So I used one of these pinks for the top. However, if you wanted to use like this one, I think that would be really cool because it's a little bit darker. Like I'm just thinking that looks really nice, but you guys can use whatever flower you want at the top. So let's use this one. We'll just see how it looks. So I'm gonna add this one on with just a little bit of glue and we'll pop that right at the top there. All right, and then we need 2 of the little bitty pink flowers. And I'm gonna grab one of these clusters of leaves. All right, so we're gonna take the 2 little pink flowers and we're gonna add them a little dot of glue. We'll add one right there. I should be using my, you think this is neat? I'm glad you like it. Michelle Sunstar, who is that? Michelle who? I have too many Michelles. I don't know who you are. Tell me who you are. Okay. So like I said, this inspiration came from my friend Rachel Tessman. She's another person who loves to do kits, and I need my scissors. Where are they? There they are. I'm going to close that just so that I don't get it everywhere. Or it dry out. We don't want that. Okay, let's see. Let's do, I'm going to do that and that. I'm going to do these 2 right here. Now, when I attach this, I'm not going to attach anything to this top leaf, right? I'm only going to attach the bottom leaf because that will keep it from opening if you attach to the top leaf. So I'm going to just stick this under here. So only, see that? The glue is only on this bottom one. And then let's do going to use some of these single leaves in other places. Sorry, I'm trying to get this picked up and it won't come to me. Single, I've got some singles up here. I got a double there. 1, 2, 3. So I need one more single, right? Wait, hold on. Double and double. I need 2 doubles. Okay. That's not going to work. I need one more leaf. It's fine. You know what? I'll just do a single down here instead. That'll be fine. All right. Okay, so we have a double. You want to cut off any extra kind of stem-like pieces because those will get in the way. So I'm just going to trim. I need the smaller leaves for the top. I'm going to keep those for the top. But we're going to use this double one here to tuck up under there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that so that it will fit. And we'll just put both of these leaves up under there. It'll look like a double leaf, but it's been cut. So just make sure you don't put any glue anywhere where it's going to overlap something and stick out. And just be aware of where you're putting certain things. You want to make sure, like this, I'm going to cut. You want to make sure you don't have stuff sticking in places that are going to get folded up. So that's important. Okay. So just be aware of that as you're going along, adding these leaves. And again, you, instead of using this leaf piece that I used and cutting it up, you could just cut little pieces, which is great. Either way, I just wanted to use the actual kit, and that works by just cutting up that piece. Okay, for this last little part at the top, you can see I did like just 3 leaves together. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to probably end up trimming this one a little bit at the base because it's going to kind of run into the background here. The other 2 that are at an angle are okay. They don't probably have to be cut. We'll see. See how it goes. Ah. Okay. One more. Let's see. Is this one going to need to be cut a little bit? Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. That's a technical word. Y'all know that, right? Technical terms. Okay. I'm going to trim that a little bit more. Oops. I should have done it at an angle. Okay. All right. So there we go. Now, I didn't add any butterflies to this, but I think it'd be super cute. However, I did add some of the little gems from the dots, like the pearlescent dots. What are they actually called? I always forget. They're just called dots, but they've got that like pearlescent ness to them. Let's see, I have a couple pink down here on my previous set. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those first. By the way, you could do the yellow instead, like if you want to do the golden, or you could even do the blue. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you have that you want to use. I'm going to use the bigger ones on these 2. And then the smaller ones on this one. And I'm going to have to grab some from here. All right, so I can see this one, so I'm going to go ahead and grab. I didn't do it on here. I had them covered by leaves, but I'm going to go ahead and grab one for that. And then these 2. You could also use the flower centers if you want to from the kit. Just keep in mind that you're going to be using a lot of them up that way, and you won't have them for your flowers. Now, I do have 3 flowers on here, so I want to add the centers for that. So I am going to do that. So that is, I did a medium one for the top one and then the little ones for the bottom one. Hopefully that's correct. I'm pretty sure it is. So we're going to grab a medium one for this one, and then 2 of the little ones. Come on. For these 2 little ones down here. Just like that. All right. And again, I will post the dimensions for this and all. So there you go. There is our birthday cake fold. And again, it just sits up like that. Super cute, right? Okay, now don't go anywhere. We're not done. There's more. There's more. Okay. So now obviously I had this one from my first kit. This one I made with you from the second one. So I'm not going to count that one in my how many cards did I make from my first kit. All right. Because you guys, you know, I like to show you all the cards I made, right? So I'm not going to count that one. Don't worry. Because it technically, well, you know what? No, I shouldn't count it because I didn't have enough flowers. I had enough of this, but I didn't have enough flowers. So I don't know. Should I count it or not? I'm not sure. Okay, let me show you this one. So this was actually sent to me by Cheryl Mazenich, and I don't know if she's on Merzenich. I don't know if she's on or not. She used this kit to make this one, which I thought was super cute. So it is, the actual fold is the same. This is from the actual kit. It's meant to be folded like that, but instead she used these little pieces, ran them through an embossing folder, and created like a little fence. She cut off the end, of course, to make it flat on this side, to make like little fence pieces. And then she had 2 little strips of white that she added on top of that to make a little fence cross rails. And then she just added the flowers and some, sorry about hiccups, and the butterflies to that, right? Super cute, very easy to do. I think she even used a piece of card from another card set that happened to be this light pink for that piece. Or she might have brushed it, but I don't think so. I think she pulled that from something else, but that's okay because it fits. So really cute card that you can do like that, which I thought was really nice. Sweet card from her. And then she wrote her message on the back on a piece of white, but you can of course write your message up here. And she did her like little homemade stamp there. So anyway, from that is from Cheryl Merzenich. I do try to show y'all's cards, but I don't always. This one I have a chance to show because guess what? I'm going to make kind of my own version of this. So let me grab the folded piece. Now this is from my first kit, so I'm not grabbing from the new kit. We're going to go ahead and fold this piece. Now what I did, burnish this, is I made, you can of course use your sentiment pieces to do the same style that she did with this one, okay? So that was the inspiration, right? She did this, but you could also make some gate pieces. These are pulled from, let me show you. What did I do with it? Oops, hold on. These are pulled from, oh my gosh, where'd I set it? Don't you love it when you set things places you don't mean to, and you forget what you did with it? Oh my goodness. It's from the pumpkin set, you guys. Where did I put it? Hold on. Oh, please. Where did I put it? I'm having a moment, y'all. This is bad. I cannot remember where I put it. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? It's the pumpkin set. Oh, I found it. Yep. Okay, sorry. This is the painted pumpkin dies. So you cut out 2 of these pieces. One of them you glue on this little top piece for this, which I already did. Okay, so I've got this glued on top of a single bar there. Now, when you do that, that makes this, you can actually fold this open. Okay, and I'm going to show you a card where I actually did that. So I did this with my sunflower card here, where you can actually open the gate and then the message will be right here, okay? But you can also glue it flat, which is what we're gonna do with our card. So I have my 2 pieces. I already cut out in black the little hardware also in the set. And you can use like the vines and stuff from this too if you want to, instead of the flower pieces. But if you want to use the flower pieces, by all means, you can do that too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the flower pieces. So I'm just going to take my little gate and we're going to add that right across here. Okay. On our card. It's a little bit shorter than the card. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to only add adhesive to the bottom half, essentially, of our little gate piece. Now, often when I do this, what I did with my other one that you guys saw earlier, this one, is this is basically, this total span is for, I'm sorry, 5¼ inches. So if you have a card front, it works out really nicely. We're just doing it on a straight front. That's okay. It works just fine. So we're going to just add adhesive. I'm going to go all the way across these, maybe. I'm not adding a lot. There's just a little bit. I'm just making a thin line across these bars. That will probably be enough, but if it bothers you and you want to add a little bit to like this area, you can. Okay, so I'm just going to use those crossbars. I think that's going to be plenty. And then I'm going to add this right here, just about 1/8 of an inch in from the side. Something like that. Now mine's not coming together, so if you want to move it, move it. I do want them to touch, basically. Okay, so just make sure that that's connected nicely, all lined up. Okay, you can see that gives us that, right? Okay, then we're going to take, oops, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. Okay, then we're going to take one of our little sentiment strips that we were using on the other stuff. Whatever you want to make this card, make it. If you want this to be a birthday card, like me, go for it. If you want it to be something else, do that too. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do the, what do I want to do? Sorry, I'm going to do birthday wishes. So there's not going to be a sentiment on the front. I'm going to have just, you could, of course, use the big black sentiments on this if you want to. Go for it. This is going to be like this. And I think I might do something up here. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Actually, I'm going to do birthday wishes on the inside. And I think I'm going to do that in Melon Mambo. And then I'm going to do another one of these because we have so many of them. Why not? And I'm going to do the It's Your Day. So again, whatever kind of sentiment you want these to be, you can do. If you have other sets, other stamps that you want to use for this, go for it. Nobody said you had to use the exact same stamp set for this. I just thought this was super cute, so I wanted to show it to you. So you're using the exact same card base in a different way. Okay, so we're going to do It's Your Day on the outside and Birthday Wishes on the inside. So I'm going to flip this over. Let's flip them both over. Add our dimensionals to this. Glad you guys are enjoying this. So glad. How many of you like to make alternatives to card kits? Or do you just prefer to make them as is? Let me know. I'd love to know. I really enjoy thinking outside the box and trying to make, different stuff with a product. So that's not all the same, you know what I mean? But if you like to do that, that's okay too. Like it's whatever works for you. Okay. So I'm going to just add this. Actually, I think I am going to use this. Why not? Let's clean that off because it has orange on it. And I'm going to use my Melon Mambo. We don't want Timid Tiger on this because we're using our pinks. Okay. Cute. I think this would look really cute with the Scarecrow, by the way. For those of you that got my Scarecrow set, this little stamp would look really cute with that because it's got that patchy feel, which I think, oops, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay. So we're going to do birthday wishes on the inside. That's just going to hold that up. And that gives us a place to write right here. So that's going to hold my fence when I open my card, right? Okay. Then we're going to grab our flowers. Hold on. That one. Yeah, this one. We're going to grab our flowers, and we need our 2 pieces like this, or you guys could end up using this piece and cut it in little strips. Like if you want just a little bit here and a little bit here, flowers on either side. Does that make sense? Just do like 1 or 2 or 3 little things. You can do that too. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna use the same way she did. What I am gonna do is there's gonna be a break here, so that will be different. Okay, I'm gonna use the same colored, oops, sorry. It's from my calendar, y'all. Okay, I'm going to use the same pieces that she did. So she used this one, and whoops, I've got stuff falling out. This one, and this one, and then I'm going to use, let's see, we've got 2 of the little ones. Oh, it looks like she grabbed 2 of these, so I'm going to have to pull one from the other set, the other page, which is fine. I can do that. All right, so we'll grab this one. All right, so we have 3 of each color of the pink, basically, is what we're doing. Okay. That works fine. All right, so we're going to take this and figure out where we want these to be. It really doesn't matter. You can even cut them apart if you want to. I'm going to cut this one apart right here. I'm actually going to tuck, oh, maybe over here. I'm going to tuck that behind that fence piece, I think. Yeah. And then we'll stick this piece over here or something. Maybe like that. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to add these first. Let me actually do this one upside down. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take these pieces and we're going to add enough glue just to get it to hold in place. The flowers, when you set them down with the glue on them, they're going to make everything stay really well. So you don't have to go crazy with this. You just need little, if I can get my glue to go, I probably left it open. Just need little dots on your leaves. Just 1 or 2 per leaf in the bigger areas. And we're just going to pop this. This is not going to open, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, so sorry. That was probably loud. Wear that. By the way, could y'all hear my dog whining? I'm wondering if the new streaming software blocks out that kind of noise. It's supposed to, but I don't know if it actually does. So I was wondering if you could hear her bark when my son came in at about 4:15, for those of you that are watching live. You've always been outside the box. That's funny. You know what? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay, I'm trying to get this tucked in here, but it's being stubborn. Hold on. It's not glued down right there, so I know I can get it under there. It's just being stubborn. Here we go. All right. Got to be careful where you put these. It's going to be hard to open that gate, isn't it, with that, that leaf right there. It's fine. Okay, let's see. This one we're going to tuck over here, I think. Yeah. All right. This is so cute. I really love this card. Cheryl, if you watch this video, thank you for the inspiration. I really love it with this white gate. I think it's so cute. But you can do it if you don't have the gate. Remember, she did it. There's the inspiration with the actual sentiment strips. I cannot get that to go where I want it. There we go. No, y'all, I'm fighting with it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So she used the actual sentiment pieces and cut off the edge and then just did some little strips across. So you can see I'm just using that as inspiration, but I'm using that beautiful die from that other set. So it's up to you. Okay, so we're gonna put the biggest flower in the center, and then I'm gonna go like this, I think. We'll put this one. Oh, actually, let's put this one over here. That one there. And this one. Maybe right there. And we'll do a little one there. And where's this other little one gonna go? Up here. How's that look? Is that good? I think that's good. Okay, so that's where we're gonna put them all. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with dimensionals. By the way, you could put your gate down with dimensionals. She did. So hers is lifted up if you wanna do that instead of flat. I'm gonna do my dimensionals on my flowers instead. So either way works fine. It's just, preference type thing. So I'm gonna do the bigger flowers with a dimensional. The little flowers I'm going to leave flat, the two little baby ones. I kind of like that look, where you have your flowers. We've talked about it already at different levels. I may even leave that one flat. I'm not sure. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I'm going to put a dimensional on this one. Okay. So we have 5 of them there with dimensionals. And then I'm going to lay, oops, these flat. Either with the glue dot or just some glue. It's up to you. By the way, if you want to, one of the things you can do, if you don't plan to add any ink to any of your flowers, you can actually go through and add the stickers to all the flowers before you punch them out. That is one fun way to do that. So you have that all done, and then you can just use them as is. That way you don't have to worry about the stickers after the fact. But we did it this way. So I'm going to add my stickers now. Again, the big flowers get the bigger, the large, like this one will get a large thing, and then these get the medium size, I believe. Maybe. Actually, I think that one's supposed to get a small. That gets a medium. This gets a medium. I think these little ones, these are supposed to get the small ones. And then the little pink ones, of course, get the small ones as well. So cute. Okay, I'm so loving this card. Okay, so there's that. And then it's so stinking adorable. Oh my gosh, look at that. Well, we need to add a couple butterflies because why not, right? I'm going to add a couple butterflies. She used pink and white. You could do either one. I think I'm going to do pink just because I think it'll stand out a little bit more than the white. Not by much because it's a very light pink, but it'll stand out a little bit against the white. So I'm going to go ahead and just add 3 of those. So we've got 3 butterflies. I usually do 3 to 5. It depends on what I'm doing. These butterflies are so stinking cute. I love them so much. How many of you? Raise your hand. are in love with these butterflies. I miss the brass butterflies like nobody's business just because they're so neutral, but I I love these so much. You're new here. Oh, so glad to have you on. What is your name? I can tell it's Yvonne, but I'd love to know what your name is if you don't mind saying, Yvonne. So, welcome. We're so glad to have you. If everybody will say welcome to Yvonne. Uh, Lisa says, Sandy, I represent that. Have always been outside the box. Okay, yeah, absolutely, for sure. We all have those moments, don't we? Okay, so I'm gonna just double check. Oh, that's Michelle Yost, Michelle Sunstar. Okay, I can't keep track of y'all's little names. Some of them are kind of obvious because they have your full name in them, but you are so welcome here. We're so glad to have you. You can join us here on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm simultaneously casting in both. Okay, so, and I don't know if you can see it. You should be able to see on the screen. You're getting some welcomes on YouTube. So I mean on Facebook. So all right. So anyway, there's that that inspired one from Cheryl that she sent me, which I thought was super cute. I turned into this with the little gate. But again, you can use just the pieces from the kit and some like little strips of white and run those through an embossing folder, especially if you have any kind of wood style embossing folder and you can get the same kind of feel without the actual gate. But I thought this little gate from the pumpkin set was super cute for this card. So that's another really fun one that you can do. So I ended up making, and I still have quite a bit left. I have, well, actually, I have a lot of scraps left from this kit. This was my original kit, and I have quite a few little scrap pieces, some strips and such, and I have 2 of these pieces left. So I do have quite a bit that I can make something else with, but I made that layout and I made all of these cards, plus a little bit of the other cake cards. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 cards plus a layout. The original kit only makes 9. So if you make them as is, you get 9 cards. But if you play around a little bit, you can get more out of it. So I find I really enjoy doing this. I get some very unique cards. And I think, you know, I kind of have a little bit more fun just because I'm being kind of creative in my own right. But don't forget that you have that stamp set for, you know, all eternity. And you can make lots of fun things with it because I made, where is it? Ooh, sorry, hold on. Where's my other card? There it is. Okay. I made one more card for you with some of my scrap pieces. So I had some scraps from the different pieces and I added them here. Plus I added a piece of hydrangea hue that I ran through the Lazy Daisy embossing folder, and I added a piece of ribbon across that too. This is just on a white card base. So I added all of that down onto a white card base. And then I added half of one of these little pieces, which I think you might have seen the other half somewhere else, but oh, I used it on my layout. The other half is here, and I stamped all over this with the stamps that come from the set, the leaves and the flowers and everything. By the way, I know that these leaves are stems, but look, if you just come from the outside with only the leaf part, you're good to go. And it doesn't look like it's got a stem, right? It just looks like the leaves. So, and I stamped the Hooray, It's Your Day, all that stamped on there, and just a couple little embellishments. Those are those little butterflies. Isn't that cute? So definitely use those pieces as well, because there's my 11th card that I made with some of the scraps. And I've got tons more scraps that I showed you already that I'll make a couple more either like this or something else. But I thought that 11 cards and a layout is quite a lot to get from this kit. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do the comment drawing real quick and a couple of little quick announcements. I don't want you guys to miss this. Did you get to see all the alternatives, Yvonne? If not, you'll be able to watch the replay. You always cut the card bases up if they're printed on the front. I know, right? I cannot leave. You're in good company here. Everyone who watches me knows I cannot in good conscience leave that back that's like designer series paper. Basically, if it's printed, I want it. And so I always end up cutting my cards and putting them on white card bases or something instead. So yeah, absolutely, for sure. I totally agree with you. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for subscribing. And you can join us on YouTube as well. We do a lot over there as well. So yeah. Okay, let me really quickly move all of these out of the way. We will do some quick announcements. Don't miss those. And then we'll do the drawing here for free products. So all of your comments go toward the drawing for free goodies. So make sure that you're commenting. Of course, subscribe. I do appreciate that. My presence here on YouTube is kind of new, so I'm playing around with that a bit. I will be making a better use of that for you guys with comments and such. Bear with me as I do all that. By the way, I did grab these ribbons to show you. If you saw ribbons on the cards, this one we have currently, this is the Old Olive, what is it called? Old Olive Specialty Rick Rack. This is current. These two are going to be available in September. You might have seen those on the book fold cards that I did. Let me grab those real quick just so you can see. So I've got these two ribbons here. This white one is a white textured ribbon is what this is called. This is coming in September. Unless you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. And then this one is the hydrangea hue bordered ribbon. So it has a white border on it. Super cool. Also available in September. So you've got all that coming your way very soon, in a couple of days. So sorry, I forgot to show you those. But I love those. So anyway, okay. You guys, if you have missed it, today is the last day. I'm probably going to hold it open until tomorrow, but please try to go ahead and sign up today if you want this. This is the September Club. I do 2 events every month that you can participate in at your leisure. This month, the club, I have a class and I have a club. The club does include some extra product. You get at least $20, usually closer to $22 in product with the club. Most of the time, it includes a full pack of the designer series paper that coordinates and a pack of the embellishments. There are some exceptions, but that's the general rule. If you want the bundle, you can buy that from me too, but it is not included in the kit. That way, if you are a demonstrator and you purchase this from yourself, you don't have to worry about purchasing it from me. So that's, a consumable is different, but I don't want you to have to end up with 2 of these sets. So if you're a demonstrator, buy these from yourself, by all means. But if you want to buy it from me, I will pay the shipping from the company. That means you're going to save 11% purchasing it from me with the club. So that's a little added bonus. Do you have to have this set to complete the cards? Technically, no. You could use any sentiment you like. And I do stamp the sunflowers and stuff on the envelopes, but if you don't want to do that, if you'd want to use paper or something, or you have a sunflower set that you'd rather use, by all means, you guys can do that. You don't have to feel like you have to buy this. If you're like me, I buy every single sunflower set that comes on, like in our line. Like, I love sunflowers, so I always buy sunflower sets. I have a sunflower tattooed on my toe, you guys. That's how much I love sunflowers. So of course I'm going to buy it. So super cute set. You guys are going to love. I loved this and I made a bunch of cards with this. So let me show you the 4 card kits you're going to get with this club. And then if you are if you're a scrapbooker, you can get the add-on scrapbook page for it as well. So here are the 4 projects that you will get the kits for, and we'll do a live. It is exclusive. You cannot see it unless you've purchased these kits. My class is different. You can see that publicly, but not my club. It's special. So we're going to make this card right here. How cute is that? It's got that beautiful sunflower embossing folder. Lots of goodness going on there. Here is a little fun fold for you. Simple fun fold. A little bit more complicated fun fold right here. This is a belly band with this like double fold. I don't even know what this one's called. I've just been playing with it. It's so cute. So love these sunflowers, you guys. And of course, the one you saw earlier is the little gate card. Really adorable. I love these cards. So I could play with these sunflowers all day long. So hopefully you guys like them as much as I do. If you'd like this, club from me. All you have to do to sign up for any of my events is text me and say, hey, I want to sign up for your sunflower event, and I'll be happy to help you. If you want the add-on layout, let me show that to you. So this is what that looks like. Here it is. This is the layout. Now, I don't know yet if I'm going to use this as just like a bright, sunny thing, or if I want it to be like one of my kids or both of my kids. So I am going to include this My with your kit. I may end up using that. I just didn't want it on there until I was sure. So it may be like a page for my daughter that I call my sunshine or whatever, but it may just be sunshine, like we're out playing or whatever. This is a spot for journaling, or you could put a photo here, and then there's 4 photos. Most of my pages have more than 4 slots. This is different for me, but I thought it was a really pretty, and so I wanted to do it. And I love doing the title with actual designer series paper. I think that turned out super cute. If you guys want a different title, please let me know. I'm happy to mess with that. I don't mind cutting out a different title for you. It is a little bit more complicated, but I don't mind. So let me know. Anyway, super cute. You can see we've got the little fence down here with some little pumpkins, the pumpkins and sunflowers. There's only a couple pumpkins. I just wanted to add a few of those just for fun in here. I wanted so bad to add these pumpkins to my the scarecrow set, but they weren't in yet, and so I was like, oh, I can't add them, but you know, it's fine, they're on here. So I love how this turned out, and I'm really hoping you guys enjoy this too. So definitely sign up for this no later than tomorrow. Today would be better, but technically I think I'm going to leave it open through tomorrow to catch everybody for this. Okay, so please sign up for that by texting me. Also, if you would like to do the holiday paper share party, if you guys have ever done a paper share before and all you do is get the paper in the mail and you're done, this is so much better. So my paper share party includes all the paper, but then it also includes a card kit for every designer series paper. So we have 12 designer series papers in the new holiday / fall, whatever you want to call it, catalog, and the September online exclusives. There are 12 new designer series paper packs in there. So I will be making a card kit for each one of those. You'll get those sent to you as well. So you're going to get all the paper plus 12 card kits for just $63. It's insane. That's a great deal, you guys. Don't miss out. Obviously, you have to pay shipping if I need to ship it to you if you're not local. But you're going to get those 12 card kits and 3 free gifts from me. Yep, 3 free gifts from me. And we're going to have a fun YouTube live party for all of that. So you'll be able to join me live on YouTube. If you don't want to join live, that's okay. It's recorded as well, and that will get sent to you via email, that link. Plus, you will be able to, of course, catch it on YouTube at any time, only if you're signed up for this event. This is an exclusive event, just like the club. You cannot see this if you are not signed up for this. Also, there are 4 add-ons that you can do. We have the specialty paper share. So that one is 7 packs of paper, specialty papers that are new. We have the embellishment share. There are 8 packs of embellishments, and it's a share. So you get a portion of you get a little bit of everything. Don't worry. It's not like you only get the blue or only, you get everything. I like divided up really, really well. Also, there are 2 stamp sets that, that you can get, or bundles. If you purchase either of these stamp sets or bundles, I pay your shipping just like I do with my club. So that saves you 11% on these. So we're using Noel Tidings and Poetic Petals. Do you have to have these? Nope, you sure don't. You can use any sentiment you like on these cards, guys. This is just what I'm going to be using, okay? And by the way, these also come with dies if you want the bundle. So you can buy just the stamp sets, or you can buy them as a bundle. These are brand new from the new holiday catalog and the September online exclusive release. So you can buy either of those or both of those. In fact, if you want everything, there's an option for that. So feel free to choose that one. A lot of people do, but if you don't, that's okay too. No problem. Okay, so that's everything that's involved in that. For those of you that are demonstrators, maybe you want to buy all this stuff yourself, but you just want the base. That works fine. Or maybe you just want the base because that's all you want. You can do that. You can do the base plus one of these things. You don't have to do all of it or none of it. Like you can do whatever combo you want. Also, for those of you that are demonstrators, if you plan to purchase all of the designer series papers yourself, you don't want to do the share, but you want my 12 card kits, you can do that too. Little secret, you can just text me and say, hey, I just want the card kits. No paper, just the card kits. And I have an option for that as well. Or you can even just get the PDF, which is the tutorial that tells you how to make the 12 card kits, but you don't get the card kits. You still get the live with any of those options. So feel free to join us for the live, that exclusive live, and you'll get the link for that in perpetuity. All right, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. If you want my reminders about things, you want to know what stuff is coming up, please text me and let me know that. If you'd like to get my freebies, like my calendar, my creative inspiration calendar that has all of my events plus a creative inspiration, a creative prompt every day. This and other freebies that I send out, you can text me or email. I'll add you to that list and you can get that as well. So if you don't want to miss out on anything, make sure to text me so that you can get all of the information that I'm sending out. Also, just a quick reminder, the sale for our designer series paper and cardstock, and these are select designer series papers and cardstocks. This ends on the 31st. That means you have 3 days left, guys. 3.5. You have 3.5 days left to order on the 15% off sale. Don't miss that. And if you haven't picked up the Glow of Harvest paper, I got to show it to you because I haven't shown it yet. This paper is a specialty designer series paper. Why? Because it is like pearlized on one side. So this side, actually, I think it is one-sided. Yeah, it's more of a specialty paper. This is pearlized on this side, and then you have 12 pieces. You get 2 of each design. So here are the designs. It's a very nice, subtle design. All of them are. They're really beautiful, great for fall. And look at that. I love the acorns. That is so awesome. Love these designs. Wish I could buy more of it. You only get one, but it's really beautiful. So if you would like to pick that up for just $5, wow, you can get that with a qualifying order. It is a purchase with a purchase. Make sure to get it before it's gone. I think this is a really beautiful paper. I know, it is amazing, isn't it? I wish I could buy more. That's the only thing I hate about them putting consumables in I've told them not to, just so y'all know. You let them know if you want them to not put consumables in here. I would rather just be like stamps and dies and embossing folders and things like that you only want one of. But when it's a consumable, I want to be able to buy as many as I want for all the projects I'm going to do. So I hate it when they put consumables in this kind of thing. Drives me nuts. Anyway, but if you want that one pack of paper that is absolutely gorgeous, make sure not to not miss out on the just $5 purchase with a purchase, which is really nice. All right, that is everything, guys. That means it is now time for the product drawing. I need a drum roll because I can't do a drawing without a drum roll. So make sure to give me a drum roll. That'll give you another comment and toward the drawing. And let me grab some goodies here for you guys. Okay, let's see. Oh, whoops, I'm dropping things. Okay. I've got a lot of goodies over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do these. Okay. Thank you so much for the drum roll, you guys. I appreciate that. And I really hope that everyone has enjoyed today's video, especially you newbies. I hope you enjoyed that and hope you'll come back. Make sure you're subscribed both on Facebook and on YouTube. That really does help me out, guys. So thank you so much for that. And you can join me on one or both of these places as well. Okay, so we have the extra Hooray for Birthdays stamp set. So this is the stamp set we used today. It's the extra one. It's brand new. Don't worry. Also, I have 3 different papers that you, let me do it like this. I have 3 different papers that you can choose from. These are all retired papers, by the way. Flowers and More is like bright designs, kind of summery flowers and more. Dandy Designs is a little more pastel, lots of dots, plaids, lines, things like that. And then Celebrate Everything has all of the holidays throughout the year. Also, like seasonal type stuff. This one could be used for anything, birthdays, just whatever. But anyway, it has all the things. 12 different sheets in each pack, 24 designs. Really great. These are retired, no other way to get them. So pick that up if you'd like. Also, don't forget, we've got that stamp set. And I have these super cool magnet frames that are using some of our designer series paper from the summer collection. And so you've got lots of beautiful designs there. We got a couple of, what are these? Spring, this is from the spring catalog. These are embellishments that came out in the spring that I still have 2 left from our leftovers from the, what is it? The embellishment share. I can't actually sell them after the fact, so I just give them away. So we've got a few left of those. Actually, I have multiples of this pearlized one. I actually cut up an extra one on accident, so just giving it away. And of course, you can always get the little chiseler from me. The little chiseler is not a Stampin' Up! Product, you guys, but you can get this from me for just $2 if you ever want to purchase it, or you can get it free in my drawing. Can we see everything? I hope, hopefully. Hopefully we can see everything. Okay, so we have lots of goodies here for you to choose from. We're going to do 1 drawing live and 1 next week. I've got to fix the date on this. I'll fix that later. So we're going to do 1 next week. This one we're going to draw from last week's video as well. All right, so here we go. I'm going to see. I'm hoping I can do this the way I'm planning, but I'm not sure. Let me just check. Y'all give me 1 second here. I am trying something new. Okay. I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to try something. Y'all bear with me, okay? I am using StreamYard. This is my new thing that lets me simulcast, and I don't know if it's going to let me jump in here. It might not. It's going to probably look like I'm on twice. Bear with me, though. I'm just trying to... Oh, maybe not. I'm just trying to look at the yes. Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, but I've got all of y'all's comments. Here we go. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oh my gosh, the winner is Yvonne. Yvonne, I don't know your last name, so please text me if you would, or email me. You can email me at shamelessstamper@outlook.com. Shameless Stamper, that's 3 S's in a row. shamelessstamper@outlook.com. Either way, Yvonne, you are the winner, and I will send you whatever you want. I just need your address. So make sure to text me or email me your address, and you're the winner. If you're on right now, please go ahead and pick your choice, and then we'll do another drawing next week. I'm so glad that worked. I didn't know if it was going to work. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Okay. So I don't know what you guys saw, if you saw that I like jumped on twice or what. But yeah, congratulations to Yvonne. And I think she was joining us on YouTube, so that worked really nicely. And then we're going to grab from not last week. It would be the week before, which was the 14th, which was our craft organizing video that we did. And I'm going to grab from that one, I hope. I think I'm only going to be able to do Facebook on that one. That is a good question. Let me see. Can I do? Ooh, I might be able to. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it. I don't know, you guys. Might not be able to. I'm still learning this. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, y'all. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh. I might be able to. Let's see. Okay, I did it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the winner for this one is Diane Dorsey. Congratulations to Diane Dorsey. You are the winner from the drawing on the 14th. And I'm so excited this is working, you guys. I'm figuring it out. I am getting more advanced with all of the technologies. Okay, so those are our two winners, Yvonne, I don't know your last name, and Diane Dorsey. Please let me know if you are on and put it in the comments. Okay, yeah, you want flowers and more, Yvonne? It is yours. So make sure to text me, please, Yvonne. I need your address and your last name. Newberry. Okay. So I do need your address. So don't put it on here. Just text it to me and I'll send that to you, sweetheart. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys all had fun today and I hope you'll join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing, one of my favorite kind of videos because it is interactive. What I mean by that? Well, that means that you need to join me live because we're going to make a card from scratch that I have no plans for that you and I are going to create together. So I'm going to use your opinions to make the card. If you've never joined us for that, you definitely go and check it out. It is so much fun. Also, you're going to get to see a bunch of the new products that are coming out September 1st. Everything I've already purchased. I'm going to buy more, right? I mean, we know that. But the things I've already purchased, I'm going to go ahead and show all those to you first. And then we'll do a card using some of that new product. Super excited to do this with you. Or if you guys would rather do a layout, we might do that instead. We've never done that. We usually just do cards, but we could do either. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I'm going to try to post a poll to see what you guys would like to do, whether you want to do a layout or a card, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day and your weekend and all the things. I love you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. See you soon. God bless.